Ogun will kill all of you Wizkid FC people.
No, Tonani.
Ogun will kill you.
Stop that.
No.
They were blaming me out.
Too. Forget Wizkid fans. Celebrities too were saying that it was media houses that.
All of you celebrities, wait. All of you celebrities, Melody, give me one name. All of you people that said it. I hope you are very irresponsible and you are irresponsible psychopaths. You are horrible
on a general
and
level.
you are stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are tuned into the sounds of Neptune. First of all, I was in a meeting somewhere and people were like talking about DJs to book and someone just said Neptune. I was like, damn, I ain't heard greatness in a minute. Where
greatness music, have you?
Neptune, where are you? You've been quiet for a while. The last news I saw was he bought a house. My nigga bought a house and just went quiet on these holes. He went quiet and went quiet.
Was that nobody bag was heavy?
No, it was.
Sorry, did your phone destroy?
Okay.
What's
his phone fell down. Shout out to Dari.
And he almost fell. He almost fell with the phone.
I know he's a father of two, so his phone cannot be falling.
Sounds like Offset. His own is upset.
Oh my god! The Terms and Conditions podcast, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are officially in December.
Metro Boomin's album is really beautiful. Man.
I've not listened. I've not listened.
Metro Boomin's album is good. But the
listened.
first one, the Not All Heroes Wear Capes is better.
I've not listened.
Have you listened to Stormzy's album?
I don't like
it. He said he doesn't like it. I like the album. I like the album.
It
but I don't like the Pussycat song.
I think
it's not a bad song.
Which one?
But I don't think they got it completely.
Which one?
My problem is I feel like he was trying to pander this
song. The song with Jacob Collier, Amare, Black Sheriff.
Okay.
What's it? What's
the title?
This means also something.
I can't remember the title. Tonani, why don't you like the album?
Bro, go and listen to Stormzy's previous albums.
I know what you mean, but this album is more emotional.
I feel like
and
mellow.
I feel like he's trying to pander. That's why he doesn't like the album.
Which one is he talking about? This is what I mean.
This is what I mean.
This is what I mean now.
This is what I mean. I love the video.
I don't really like that song.
I like the video. And I like the concept around it.
I mean,
they shot the video from the album's listening party.
AOT2 has always said something very interesting, which holds true.
What's that?
He always said it's the Kendrick of the UK.
That what? Which means what?
Makes sense now.
Which means what?
Which means he can get away with fraud.
Wait, Tonani, did you hear this song, Fire Babe?
Bro, I don't like any song.
Yay!
Don't mind.
You're a fucking hater.
Mel made me do it. Fantastic song. Why did you leave it on the album?
Mel made me do it.
It's not on the album.
It's not on the album.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's not on the album because it doesn't go with you. It doesn't go
with the theme of the album now.
The theme of the album is "Come Back to Me, Baby."
No, the theme of
I have sinned against
this
you.
This is my agenda, and I'm going to say
a nigga that couldn't play basketball for a year collected the babe that you want to kill yourself over. A nigga that couldn't play basketball for a year because he got booed.
No, him and the girl are not even together anymore.
That's what I'm telling you.
So do you even know what Stormzy did?
He cheated now.
So
allegedly.
And he allegedly cheated with Georgia Smith.
Did you say so?
Is allowed.
Tonani, you have a mental problem. And I have noticed about Tonani, right? Anytime somebody drops an album, that one is normal. Anytime somebody drops an album that is emotional, that is bearing his soul, especially from men, Tonani has a problem with it.
But I'll give you another
example.
Why do I like Take Care? Why do I like Drake?
Okay, you like that one. No, in recent times, I don't know what happened to you. Let me give you another example. Justin Bieber's changes.
Because it's a trash album.
It's not a trash album. It's not a trash album. I don't think I'll call Changes a trash album.
Why would you call Changes a trash album?
I wouldn't. But I remember we always argue over what's the other one.
Justice.
Purpose.
Yeah.
No.
Changes is the one that is not good though.
Which one do we argue?
Changes is the one that has John that came with the documentary. What are you saying?
Justice is the last one.
Yes,
no.
Changes is the one before Justice.
Nah.
That came with the documentary.
Nah.
Now what?
No.
You agree with Tonani?
Yes. I hated that album.
Album is horrible.
Do you know all the things he talked about?
Congrats.
Anytime someone is bearing their soul.
That's not true.
No.
It didn't work because you know the thing, bearing soul albums are tricky. You have to really, really get it right.
And the timing has to be right.
But this Stormzy
and the content has no.
I believe so.
Yeah, he did.
I believe so.
He killed it.
I believe so.
So you never listened to Hide and Seek and cried?
Melody.
No.
Melody. Stormzy has always bared his soul on his albums.
Tonani, did you cry when you listened to Hide and Seek or not? Yes,
Melody.
I agree.
Stormzy
I agree.
has always been his soul
I agree.
on his albums.
Did you cry?
His last album was so amazing that there's a gospel song on it.
Yes, I agree. That's a beautiful album. But this one, did you cry when you went into hide and seek?
I didn't like anything.
Did you cry when you went into hide and seek?
No, bro.
If I had to write a review for that album, bro.
Thank God. I don't miss the days where I used to write review because anytime trying to drop a review, I was be like, God, what's going to happen today?
Did you cry?
When was that time you heard the song that made you cry?
It depends. If I listen to it, it depends on the mood.
You about you?
I think the song that has made me cry in recent
scores make me cry
was
movie scores. Okay.
Was this Yeba's
the
live one, the live version is too brilliant.
No, that girl's voice is too melancholic. It conveys sadness really well. Okay, so why do I like Yeba then? If I don't like
people that
is Yeba a man?
Oh, it's for men. I mean, I'm coming.
And Trani hates the fact that whenever as a man you fuck up, right? And you're trying to be a better person, you're apologetic, you're humble. Trani doesn't like it. He always thinks you need to continue on that agenda of just being a toxic person, like men at the prize. Why are you
That's
begging?
Not true.
Okay. So why are you now mad that Mayajama left him for someone that is playing basketball? Could not play basketball for 1 year.
You need to listen to what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
On his last album, make 3 songs about his babe.
Still making songs about the babe.
Guy, the babe has
she got engaged.
The babe left him for Ben Simmons.
But the engagement
guy, you know Ben Simmons.
It's over.
Yeah. He left him. The babe left him for Ben Simmons.
What are you trying to say? That is worth it or not worth it?
Guy, she left you for Ben Simmons.
What's the point?
The point is like you left.
He left you for Ben Simmons.
It's like
Ben Simmons is a guy that's
portable.
No. no. But fair. But no.
But do you get
a step above portable.
Like, bro, Ben Simmons was a guy that was earning $35 million for a year.
Meanwhile, we should get portable on this pod.
That would be nice.
Is that like a good thing?
Listen.
Okay.
$35 million in a year.
Mm-hmm.
He got booed in a playoff in 2021. He couldn't play football for a year because
he's not a good player.
Health. He's a fantastic player. His mental health couldn't carry it. Do you understand the kind of
soft guy?
Bro.
That's the kind of man that everybody should be with.
A man that can't go to his job.
A man that is soft.
A man that can't go to his job.
He doesn't have to go to his job.
If your mental health is not, first person to send that man to his grave.
It's a lie. If your mental health
possibly that's why Mayajama left his ass. I wonder why Mayajama is not with him anymore.
A man that cannot provide in the name of his mental health is not the same. You did there.
That's the only time women will be against mental health.
You know, go there.
That's the time what? That's the Let me tell you something. I know, like we like to have this
women protect their mental health first.
And what comes to that mental health? What God guarantees it?
Provision now.
Thank you.
Provision.
But jokes aside, seriously, when we have this conversation about one person leaving another person, and maybe the person you left is supposedly maybe richer or has more social status than the other person, people be like, why would you leave that for that? But it's not always about that.
The guy has more money than Stormzy.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, there's context. Maybe like cheating might be like a deal breaker for someone like Mayajama.
Of course, it should be.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that take back cheating. Women, hello Lagos.
I don't know why you hello Lagos. How many of your friends do you know that have taken cheating women back? I feel like men do not take cheating women back.
You should spend time
with men more
in a beer parlor.
Yeah. And
just hear men talk.
You need to. Or Baba show.
Yeah. Men will just not come and say it. Yeah, they rather
take this one to the grave, charge it to the grave.
But to be honest, the only reason why I don't like that album is because what the fuck are you doing? Like, I get it. Like, it's important that artists evolve constantly. But the problem with this album is that it costs a genuine 360 because you wanted to pander to something that the public is going to be engaged in. Does that make sense?
What do you think was pandering to?
Emotional.
The public likes the fact that he's begging Mayajama back.
He's begging his babe to come back.
And the music is just very pretentious to me. Very pretentious.
But what if that's real for him though? Like, what if that's like he's still hung over the fact that he hasn't moved on?
Bro, it's a 10-track album.
Of the album.
Three tracks.
No, he did it on the entire track, on the entire album.
He should have done it like Robin Thicke. Robin Thicke did an EP. Begam. Use whole EP. Begam. She no come back. But Baba marry. He don't remarry. He don't born. He has moved on. Like keep it EP. Short.
16 tracks.
Short. It was an album. But Stormzy, shout out to Stormzy.
The entire album, they vex me.
No, Tolani, the entire album was not about Maya Jama. The entire was not about
Melody. I think maybe what I should have done is normally what I do was first. Anytime Stormzy drops an album, or mixtape, like
before checking social media,
no. What I do is months later, that's when I listen.
Months later, right?
Like 4 months down the line,
right?
I think that's what I should have done.
That particular day, I don't think there was a lot of. Was there a lot?
You know, I follow a lot of UK people.
People are talking about.
No, I'm saying a lot of releases that day.
No.
Were there a lot of releases?
I don't.
That day?
Because
I think that's like I went that Friday to my Apple Music and I was like,
I think that was the most talked about release for that.
For that particular
like
because of my Jama.
It's not
but the rollout for that album was fantastic though.
I can't lie.
That's the best rollout I've seen in years.
Funny enough, one part of the rollout there was a conversation that they were spotted at YouTube.
Hand in hand, like they rolled it out properly from this first single. Man Made Me Do It's a fantastic song, by the way.
Fantastic video.
Guy.
Fantastic song, fantastic video.
Which was part of the rollout. Then the video for the rollout with the features, all of them dancing, fantastic. The conversations around the interview he did after, bro, it was fantastic rollout.
Really fantastic rollout.
Fantastic rollout. I loved it.
He did a performance at.
But they're going to nominate it for Brit Awards album of the year, so.
I can't remember. It's a beautiful album.
And which albums have dropped this year that could really win?
In the UK?
No, sorry. I just misheard. Adele dropped this year. Harry Styles dropped this year, which is going to probably win album of the year.
It's okay. Don't go for this. It's okay.
And meanwhile, we know album of the year for next year already at the Grammys. People don't know.
Renaissance.
Adele. No.
Harry Styles.
No, not this one. The ones that are going to be nominated
the
next year.
One, okay.
We know the person now. You don't know. Midnight now.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
It's written in the stars.
But guys.
But the album is good.
It's good. I agree.
And her fans are ridiculous.
I listened to it this weekend.
Her fans are ridiculous.
I like the videos.
One of my old things. That
Taylor Swift head.
No, she's a Lana Del Rey head, and she's always hated Swifties
because.
And then she called me.
Now they have collaborated.
And then she called me, and she was like, "This babe good though."
Because the collaborated reason.
I was like, are you kidding me?
But
that's the point of collaboration.
That's the point of collaboration. That's to merge fans.
I was like, are you kidding me? You're like,
but to be honest, our last 3 albums have been really good. Evermore.
But wait, Taylor Swift is really talented. Why are people always saying that? Why are people trying to discredit her sometimes and say that her music sells off drama, off her?
Because it does.
Because she creates
off
dramas.
Her being a white girl.
She always creates dramas close to her.
But she didn't for this one.
She didn't actually.
But that's also a strategy.
She didn't. Also.
She has done it in the last 3 albums. What's the first one?
But there is drama regardless. Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
But not that kind of. It's usually men drama.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not always men drama.
I say usually.
I mean, the drama again. The drama around with Scooter Braun. But the problem is the reason why I don't like her.
The Scooter Braun conversation. It really offended her. And I remember
But what happens to the Scooter Braun catalog now?
He don't sell them now.
Yeah, sold it now.
Yeah, cashed out.
That was why she was upset.
He don't sell them since.
She was upset that why are you selling?
He don't carry last.
He don't move them since. That's what caused the problem because she was like, why are you reselling it to another person or something?
He don't move them.
Yeah, but she was offered to buy now. She refused to buy.
Was she offered to buy?
Yes,
she was offered to buy. That was Scooter Braun.
That's what Scooter Braun said.
He did. Now this was his whole defense. He came out.
If not the CEO of Big Machine Records as well came out and said it.
But that's not what she said.
That's my problem with the entire conversation.
Yeah, the CEO of Big Machine and Scooter Braun, even Justin Bieber put mouth, if I recall correctly.
Supported Scooter Braun, I think.
Because Scooter is his guy.
That's his guy.
Man.
I thought the problem was he didn't want to sell to Taylor. And sold to an outsider.
No. See what Scooter Braun made a fantastic business decision.
Yes.
That's what I would have done.
I think the money was too much for her or something.
No.
Okay, why didn't she buy?
She signed to Big Machine Records when she was young.
Yes.
They own her masters.
Yes.
But her parents knew when they were signing the contract over because they were in charge of the contracts
at the time.
Now, when she came of age, she left Big Machine and signed an exclusive deal with Republic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now the problem is when Big Machine still then they owned the masters to her first, I think Speak Now Fearless, the first 3 or 4 albums. They then offered her a chance to buy the masters. She didn't. And Scooter Braun saw a golden opportunity. Why the fuck would I not buy Taylor Swift's catalog?
Okay, so yes, it was Big Machine that sold it to Scooter Braun. Yes. And she's upset that he bought her catalog.
Because she says Scooter Braun has always been against her. I don't understand.
She said, okay, she was referring to a feud between her and Kanye West, who was managed by Braun at the time.
At the time.
Oh.
And it's such a stupid conjecture.
And that Scooter Brown's clients, Justin Bieber, made a joke out of the situation at the time. So it's like you are selling to my enemies.
That's the problem. But
it's
business. So you understand the problem now?
It didn't be my enemies. Business is business now. But shout out Republic Records,
bro.
They bought it for $300 million.
And they sold it for 500 or 600. I said.
Come on.
But Brown has sold it again.
That's what I've been telling you.
Oh yeah. He
sold it now. He sold it since like 2 years ago, sir.
Wait, see, they did not allow Taylor to be able to buy it. Big Machine Records apparently made it clear she couldn't buy back her records when Snapchat CEO Ivan was in talks to buy the company. She could only earn them back one at a time.
No. That was later.
Okay.
She had first refusal on the contract initially.
That was in 2015, actually.
So you saw it. You are seeing it now.
Yes.
Exactly.
She not agree buy now.
They offered her a chance to buy it back initially.
Then she walked away. Because I knew once I signed that contract, Scott would sell the label.
It worked. Because now she went to... I think the reason why she did it was because she knew she couldn't buy it back.
No, guys, she said I walked away because I knew once I signed that contract, Scott would sell the label, thereby selling me and my future.
Guy, you are not understanding what happened here. They offered her a chance to buy the masters, not for her to sign a new contract. Not for her to sign a new contract back.
So if she buy her masters, she will own it. So
she
whether
will own
he sells the label or not.
Or not, you are fine.
No consign them.
I need to read up on that, but I don't think...
Read up on it, please.
I don't think she was a fan.
Hashtag believe women.
No. I'm not sure why she won't buy it. Okay, let's continue.
My problem now is, Alaye...
But it worked for her. Shout out to her.
Do you know what she now did? She recorded the song.
All of them.
Project, yeah.
Like all of it.
And she has opened the way for artists with similar contracts.
But I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, Ashanti is re-recording
I hate it.
her demo.
I hate it so much.
Well, guys, I hear you. Business-wise, it's quite tricky. But let's not forget that...
It's not tricky again. Don't worry. The next set of contracts are out.
My point now is...
They are finished. You are finished.
What do you mean by it's finished?
The music
original
industry.
And any reproduction. Now, what's you go to see for contract
the music, yes, now.
But guys, let's not also forget that when we're making these conversations about music, let's not forget that most of these guys, most of these people signed this contract when they were really young.
Congrats.
They didn't have the knowledge
Congrats.
of what they were signing.
Congrats.
And they were brought up from the trenches. They were just trying to get the next get the next pay, get the next money.
Congrats.
Years after, they have more knowledge. Why can't they go back to the same conversation and renegotiate?
Renegotiate what?
Because why
Melody.
Why it's like that?
The most prized asset that Modern Inc. One of the most prized. If you were to rank the albums that make the most money on Modern Inc., Ashanti's album will rank second.
Yeah.
Why the fuck should you have got to let it go because of conscience and morality? Are you mad?
He has not let Jaro on go. And that's his guy.
Go and find an investor to come and buy it if it's that important to you. I don't understand.
Meanwhile, shout out to Pusha T getting his masters before Kanye West became this man.
Bro! And now he can speak against Kanye. You know he had an interview where he said...
with who did he speak with? He said,
yes, now. He said, I don't agree with Kanye. Blah, blah,
he said something. He
did.
I beg you, they just nominate for Grammys. He is white. Don't stay my wife.
He does not align with
it. He wasn't aggressive with it, but he pointed it out.
Yes, he pointed it out. He said that, of course, he doesn't align with Kanye speaking.
He did that interview. Who did he do it with?
I can't remember who
he did it with. I saw the video recently.
Let me check that
one.
But
even before, Pusha would never do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Before now, Pusha would.
He will support Kanye to the hills.
Yes. I'm just like, why did he?
I think Pusha has collected an advance
from somebody.
Created his own label.
I didn't know that.
Indie, INDY, something like that. He created his own label.
Okay, the interview was with Los Angeles Times.
Collected an advance.
It was named by someone popular.
I'll look for
someone
I
popular.
think he has collected an advance.
So it's industry now.
Yeah, full industry.
At some point, everybody becomes industry.
Yes, now. You want to be out there for long.
Even hotel service industry.
Slowly.
Oh my god!
Did you guys see the Lady Donley video that she posted?
I didn't see it. I've been blocked. Congrats to everybody involved.
Did you see it, Melody?
What do you want to say? I did see it.
Confessions of a Struggling Artist.
Yes, I saw it. I saw the video.
What do you think about it?
Was it a video?
It was a video.
Like 2 minutes or 1 minute plus?
A video.
You guys know that's a bigger issue, right?
What's a bigger issue now?
It's a bigger issue than what she's saying in that video, but I'll get to it later. But
so the video, I'm trying to look up the video for Tolani who has been blocked. That's what happens when you not be a nice guy. Why wouldn't you just be blocking you everywhere? Tolani, all these small videos now, you've been shot out of heaven. How do you see it?
So how much did I remove from my pocket?
Bro, at the end of the day.
In the video, she's basically talking about.
I'm trying to find the video for Tolani.
The struggles of an independent artist.
Yeah.
How I think she basically the cycle is she puts money into projects, she releases, and she takes that money back to put into the next project. That's always the cycle.
Yeah, I think she said yeah.
Basically telling people to support. I think does she have a new song out?
So she's talking about releasing the video.
Play it in the mic, we can hear.
So
that our listeners that didn't see it,
they can. That video is long.
You can play some things there, like Joe Budden does.
Even though I didn't have the marketing budget, I used all I had saved throughout my years in university, and I dropped a great album, and people loved it.
Enjoy your life.
So fun, why? And I'm so grateful. I will never not be grateful because that album changed my life. And 3 years later,
next, I know where she's going. Let's continue the conversation, Melody. Anybody that wants to check it can go to @LadyDonley and check out the video. How many minutes long?
She's trying to 2 minutes long. She's trying to drop her new album. So she's talking about how the circle of using, how she had to use her savings to promote the next one, and now she's dropping a new one. I think talking about how difficult, maybe not difficult.
Fantastic rollout though.
Do you know this thing? I hate this thing that Tolani does, where he thinks everything is a rollout plan.
Do you not think this is a fantastic rollout idea?
I just think maybe it's her just talking because she has dropped a couple of singles.
But do you think this is a fantastic rollout for the single?
No, she's dropping an album.
Melody,
she's going to drop her next album.
Do you think this is a fantastic rollout or not?
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's a rollout because Tolani, Lady Donley has been dropping really nice singles for a couple of minutes that people are not paying attention to as much as they would have back in the day. So I think she's now saying that I'm about to drop a new album. And of course, maybe I don't have all the money to promote the new album as a struggling artist, right? Maybe just remind her fans to please support and stuff like that. Because
it's sad, but it's fantastic rollout still. Except you're pressing your phone on the pod.
I don't know, you're looking at a bag, a woman's bag. I saw you literally.
God,
your babe sent you bag. I saw it.
I don't have a babe.
So why are you checking that bag?
I don't have a babe.
What's the bag about? What are you buying bag for?
I have a wedding this evening and it's a gift we're supposed to give the bride.
Okay.
So
Excel, what do you think about this?
About the video?
Yeah. She thinks it's a promotional thing.
It's very possible now. It's very possible.
Do you think she didn't think about that before she put it out?
What if she was having a regular bad day and
it's very possible.
Tolani thinks everything is calculated.
No, I don't think everything is, but I think this has an element of that.
But what even really struck me was the reality of things, which is the true reality of what it is to be an independent artist these days.
No, that's not even.
No, wait now.
Continue.
Tolani, you say your own, but continue.
The fact that, bro, the game is so wide now. Like the average, and this is Lady Donley that has a following. Right, she has fans.
But she still have the fans though.
She does. At least she does shows. If she does a show, at least people will still buy tickets and come and watch her perform. She's a great performer.
Oh, she is.
She's a great performer.
But did she retain the fans that she had at the peak in Enjoy Your Life?
From Enjoy Your Life.
Yeah, I think she'll have, because that Enjoy Your Life was a moment.
Enjoy Your Life is a classic.
It's a ridiculous album.
Yeah, I remember I was at Somadina's, she just dropped an album, Somadina, and I was at Somadina's album listening, and I remember that the first time I watched Somadina perform
was that Lady Donley show?
At a Lady Donley show.
Which of the listening parties though?
Where did this happen?
Which of which listening parties?
Which of Somadina's?
Did she have plenty?
Is it the one that we were lit?
It's the one that we went. we were gone. We were so gone.
So who drove?
That's a good question. But we were gone. But we drank responsibly.
Of course.
Where you see niggas doing?
You were doing that.
Yes, we were gone. Listen, we were gone. We went to like 3 events.
Yeah,
in one night.
Yeah,
if I recall
that was like
correctly.
the third or fourth one.
That was like in one night. In one night. Anyway, so when I watched that, I was like, damn, like this the way the game is set up so much now that you really need money to make a small scratch. I mean, we could sit here and talk about how or why things are like this for her, and maybe we could say there were things she may have done wrong or things she could have done rather right that would have changed situations.
Aside from money.
Her. Yes.
Was it always like this for
aside
artists?
Aside for her, calculate.
It wasn't. Do you understand? So I'm wondering the 360 change. These guys had some sort of community and cult following, and even when the most mainstream guys like maybe Tolani was not supported, or
that's not true.
Well,
that's
maybe
not true.
their opinion of Tolani not being supportive.
Fuck anybody that has an opinion.
The opinion of Tolani not being supportive of their whatever, even though that's not true. Do you understand? They were still able to think that without them Tolani or people that we think don't fuck with us on the level that we want or in the way that we want, we can do our thing. But now it feels like what is going on, because they see. I would like to think artists, they still have their community or they still have their people.
They still very much have their
right.
community.
They do, yeah. But I feel like those hotel community people are people listening to Victoria now. No, I don't mean that.
Rokoto bokoto nyokoto momio.
No.
Body they draw me like
no, your body could draw. Except
no.
Except for context.
You're not wrong.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
You're not wrong.
It's just
funny the way you said it.
I just feel like those
Rema stole like 60% of hotel
artists like
followers.
them Victorian that are hotel-ish with their dressing and with their aesthetics. But they still do pop. They still do pop. So it's like those guys tilted towards those people.
The new pop boys
stole the aesthetics.
Afrobeats boys stole all the other aesthetics. Stole all.
Not all of them. Sure.
All of them.
Who didn't?
Videos right now.
Who didn't?
Videos right now. Melody. Like videos right now. The way camera, like shots, costume.
But that's from
heavily influenced by hotel. No. Heavily influenced by hotel. Their legacy cannot be tarnished like that.
Yeah, they did. They
can't.
Impact.
So,
but here's the thing.
So why are they the main hotel guys not getting?
It's because they didn't listen. And they should have. That's all.
There's a lot of factors. There is the fact that, I mean,
they didn't listen when they should have.
Damiano was hotel then.
No, Damiano was never hotel, but yes, she was a part of. A lot of people were products of that community, but were never hotel.
My point is like where I was even going was work ethic. Like a lot of them, like they are so ridiculously talented. But Damiano just put out a new project this year. If you haven't listened, go check it out.
Fantastic.
I love it.
But I remember when I heard it, I was happy and so angry because I tweeted, I was like, please next time don't take 3 years,
bro, for real.
Her last project was 3 years ago,
which was also fantastic. Like
3 years.
The talent has never been missing.
I don't think Dolly ever had the problem of work ethic.
No, she didn't.
I think she was the exception.
That's what I was trying to tell you guys, that before she made this video, she has been dropping a lot of good singles. These are Hello Lady
projects.
So Melody,
right from them. It's not even now. Like she's always
even Enjoy Your Life was like a second or third project.
This is her last single, and Hello Lady is beautiful.
Melody.
So I'm like, what is going on?
Melody, know the form. You know what's going on.
I hate my friends. Stop. So much.
So what's going on? You know what's going on. Like, let's see, Melody. Let's say what's number one. That movement.
Before you answer, let me see what I mean. Like, what is going on? I mean the community. Why are they not as loud as they used to be? Not even from the artists.
Melody.
The community. What happened?
Melody.
Yeah.
The community peaked, and it didn't sprout. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It peaked. Like creatively, it peaked. Produce a superstar. Couldn't happen. They needed a Rema type figure. If Hotel produced a Rema type figure, we will not be having this conversation. They did.
They tried to carry out
exactly
Rema when he just came.
I'm sure Don Jazzy was like, hello.
Hello, babe. Hello, babe. Hello, babe.
Focus.
I beg you. The prince alone.
The prince, I don't do it. I don't do it.
Those guys, I think, see, I feel like people need to give them.
If I recall correctly, I think the episode where DRB
came to Loose Talk, yes, no, they spoke about it.
Rema is out there.
But in Tiz's defense, he made a very valid point that I think holds true. The point he made was this thing that we're calling hotel is because it was kind of unique to Nigeria when they came.
Yeah.
What he said was, hotel is just basically Gen Z fashion in London. And the only reason why, like, what is hotel anyway? Hotel is just retro stuff, things that are out of the box, things that nobody's thinking about. That's just what it is.
Little,
like define.
A little Ebenezer Obey here and there.
Define the norm.
Who's that other Fuji guy that wears shine clothes?
Obesere. Define the norm. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And like when I look at it generally now, right? I look at Nigerian streets. A lot of people dress like they're out there.
Yes.
So I think it's just the time that we live in. I think it's just the generation that we live in. Like, you know how the world is, it's a guy moves in circles. Mm-hmm. Nothing is ever new.
Yeah.
Like right now, we are living in the 80s again.
Yes.
Either you're a cool kid.
In the sounds.
Yes.
Exactly. The fashion, your red hair. Yes, now. Like the things that we are doing right now, I see people wearing yellow and green shoes. Do you understand?
At some point, that was color blocking.
Color blocking was a problem, but now because it was in the 80s, it was a thing.
Yes.
Like that's what is happening all over again.
Recycled.
Exactly. So fashion. I think right now the age where people live in, they are now going back to the 90s to pick from things, because these things that are doing in the 90s. Do you understand? So what? Like I know a bunch of kids that dress out there. They have never heard of Odyssey before.
Damn.
On the streets of Lagos. They have never heard of Odyssey or anybody. Do you understand? So but they headlined that thing so well that it felt like they were doing something new. Exactly. And they had it. Like all the major companies, they were looking at them.
Music. They had
the access to the resources way
they had
before.
The community, which was the most important.
They had melody. They had access to the resources way before anybody. Yes. Why are we feeling like we don't know?
People would argue that they did it without the budget.
Fuck that. And that's the problem. That's the reason why I have a very big difference with one of the most influential people in this game right now. Stop saying that. It's not the same access to resources. Fam, we knew this was going to happen. We used to have this conversation in 2019. That at some point these guys will not have the same access to resources again.
Because talent to be plenty.
One, and because they would never be able to give the same amount of returns that the big artists would give.
Yeah.
And the only reason they could have maintained it at the time was by making sure that the sound was sweet.
And also capitalism is unforgivable.
Excel. Like some of the things that we are hearing about some of their biggest artists, like like they shouldn't be happening. If these guys had listened. Which brings me back. I'm sorry to be petty.
Tony, please don't be petty, please.
Melody, I'm going to say it. It brings me back to the conversation that I had. The biggest song of Enjoy Your Life. What was it?
Kona.
The video that was shot for it. It's back there now. Is it not?
It is.
Is it not? Is it not? No, you people say. Answer, please. No answer.
At least he said please.
Please. It's back there now.
Yes, Tolani.
But the good thing about them, Melody, the good thing about them is they still have the same access. Even though people's eyes are opening.
Yeah.
They still have
the same access.
Who still have, maybe it's not the same, but they have enough.
If you were a record label owner and they brought in Ashake now and Soke and one of it's not the same access.
No, Melody.
No.
Except please answer this. I think you might want to answer
this.
It's
not the same.
It's not the same.
That analogy is too extreme. It's way too extreme.
Please answer this question.
It's like
this nigga just did now. That's what they're dragging Tinubu for on Twitter. Like he's sending people to answer questions on his behalf.
No. Also another extreme. No, but it's about connections, right?
Exactly.
So these people have.
They'll always have those connections. They'll always speak in their favor.
And I love it for them because I'm a big fan of bring your people up.
Exactly.
I agree.
I'm a big fan of it.
Again,
bring your people up.
Because at the end of the day, that's human nature.
Yes.
Which day was? I think there was a day I was watching MTV. I was stuck somewhere and I was watching MTV. I was like in a reception and the MTV was playing. I was waiting to go inside a meeting and they played Bad Energy. And I was like, damn, these niggas were like, everybody believed. Do you know what it is? That Wizkid and Skepta say, Ote go basically run this video. And that was a huge song at the time. Yeah, the audio had come out. The audio had come out. So it was already a hit. Then they shot the video.
Apparently, one of the streets that Wiz came into the country that day.
The video is all Ote.
Yeah.
The video of Bad Energy is all Ote.
All the way.
Beginning to end. The only thing that's not Ote in that video is Wizkid.
David was on Odusi's album, bro.
David did a remix to the Donly song.
Davido was on Odusi's album. Davido Runtown was on Odusi's album.
Davido remixed Cash.
Yeah. I thought that was a good idea, but it came too late.
Should have come earlier, right?
So
So the thing is, the good thing for them, like you were going to say, is of course I used to have a problem with that because I thought it wasn't fair
to the other guys.
Yeah, to the guys that were actually popping off. But now that I'm older and more mature, it's what it is. Because at the end of the day, you're going to bring your people up.
At the end of the day.
So the good thing for them is the world is so uncertain right now. Like the next big thing next year could be Santi.
Literally.
Literally. And something can come from Santi's catalog of 2 or 3 or 4 years ago.
That can start popping on TikTok and everybody's fine.
And start popping off on TikTok.
Because I remember Tolani calling me when we started seeing that Love 120 was becoming a global hit, right? Tolani called me and he said, if CK can have this now, then Hotel can survive.
I remember that conversation.
Because the pop-off came from nowhere.
Yeah. But the problem is, they don't have the springboard that Love 120 has.
Warner.
The fact that it was a hit in Nigeria first.
It was a hit in Nigeria first.
That's the only problem.
Love 120 was
a hit in Nigeria first.
That they had to do
it wasn't
remix.
a big hit song.
Melody, it was a big hit in Nigeria.
But it was not. That they had to do remix. They had to do remix with Joe Boy and
that was the one that actually blew off. When the video during the lockdown.
It was the remix that blew off.
That's what we're saying. Well, it was lockdown.
Do you know how labels work, right? The first one has done so well that
good number. They now
can see
felt
that,
the need to.
if we double up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, gotta bring Abuchi on this pod one of these days.
Abuchi will not. My problem with Abuchi is he will give political answers.
He will come.
Abuchi, if you're going to give me facts, let's go.
And it's not even an Abuchi thing. It's a general record label. People will be like, you know, we know. Can you just say already?
So what's this Tega? Tega will give you South.
No. The good thing about Tega is Tega will not give you He will say things.
He will say,
you say 100 things, but not one thing.
No. He will say things that are very, very on point, but he won't say the real thing. If you are smart, if you work in this industry,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he will say 100 things, but that one thing that he wants to hear, you won't hear it. But he will give you nuggets here and there. Read your book, goes to work early. But you see that major cocoa.
Tega is supposed to be like character for TV series.
You won't hear it.
Tega will just bamboozle you with pidgin and different South
Are you
slang.
joking?
And personality. You know, he's also a people person.
He's very charismatic.
So I really hope that when she drops her new album, the fans will support, because one thing that has never been missing with Lily Donley is the music. And she should reintegrate herself back into the industry with the media.
Mainstream.
Reintegrate
mainstream. You can't do without the mainstream.
I like what. Shout out to Opus. I like the work that Opus was doing. Trying to mend bridges. I thought it was a beautiful job, and I think Kulipsi is still on the team.
Yeah,
and I think those are people that actually know how to mend bridges. So I think
Kulipsi on Friday nights.
Oh, Kulipsi, no vex. I will return your call.
I think Kulipsi now works with Native Records.
Yeah, I think she does.
She does.
A&R.
Yeah, she does. Yes,
she was telling me.
I'm looking forward to what they're going to do.
She was telling me, shout out Native Records.
Who is smarter?
They signed Odudu
Black. They know
we can.
That guy came on radio and said, listen to the interviewer. No, when I agree.
Black.
So much personality. It was such an amazing interview. Loved it so much. Loved it so much.
It's a bundle of fire.
I'd hoped that it was going to end up at YBNL.
Oh,
shout out to Modu.
But shout out to Native for having the vision.
Yeah,
and I saw everybody pull up for him in Lagos some weeks ago.
People are very happy for his success. He built his shit
from ground up.
Those Abuja boys, man. Shout out to them.
And he told me, Melody, I'm not leaving Abuja. I'm going to go and live there, but I'll come here for the media. But is it that place? I'm like,
I think Odumodu should be fine, but I think he'll be fine for the first album.
What happens?
Maybe the second album as well. But I'm looking for I think, you know, people like us, we've listened to. The audience has not experienced them, but I know what to expect from Odumodu.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, I agree.
Versatility is what will preserve.
Exactly, but what I'm looking forward to is now what they now do with the next stage. Maybe like 2 years. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think he'll be fine for the next 2 years. He's about to kill it.
He's really good.
He's about to kill it for the next 2 years.
He's really, really good.
Preserve him.
Guys, what do you think about the entire thing that happened with the rappers and Wizkid over the weekend? Please be honest.
Hello.
And this is a memo to Wizkid fans. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're not attacking Tolani enough.
Why?
They don't drag him anymore.
Why?
It feels like these days they love Tolani, and I'm like, why?
No, them niggas are growing up.
Is that why?
They're paying bills. This adulthood is catching up with them.
Fam, they have got
So we agree with
school has resumed. School has resumed.
The exam is coming.
They say, boss, I see what you talk for years.
School has resumed, bro.
But jokes aside.
Shout out Wizkid. Shout out Molo.
Did you read the interview?
Shout out. I read the people screenshotted that part.
You didn't read the full thing.
But in terms of the context of this argument, that screenshot is enough.
Why would you read the entire interview?
No, I read the entire interview.
No, I'm asking extend why.
But to be honest,
because listen, I'm getting tired of reading. How do I say this? And it's also something I'm learning from.
Yeah.
Right.
As an artist manager, a lot of interviews that I hate fluff. So reading a lot of these pieces, it's just like fluff. A lot of times, that's why I rather go, and I think that's why people in general would rather go listen to a Breakfast Club than read a Vogue article about an
because
artist.
it's more real.
I think Vogue pieces are actually good when they are not Nigerian artists. I feel like there's a lot of. Yeah.
I think the Nigerian artist owner is over PR.
Yeah, over PR.
They over PR
because labels have a stake in it. There's a way they want it to look. All of that,
which we understand, but man, it now becomes fluff. It now becomes like
It becomes fluff, and the authentic things in there can tend to be a lie, or can tend to be you can easily misconstrue them.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's one thing I'm going to get here because Tolani mentioned something about media training, but let's just continue with you giving your opinion.
Okay,
we'll get there.
Yeah, so I read Kenny and I was like, okay. And let's even imagine that it's one of those misconstrued situations. Let's imagine.
No, except just before. So sorry to interject. Do you know my favorite thing about this?
What's that?
The main reason why Wizkid FC couldn't win this battle was because they couldn't win it. Number one, they couldn't prevail over everybody. And number two, a significant chunk of them realized that their boss was actually saying rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the one part, they say he wasn't talking to Nigerian artists.
Yeah,
okay, which hip hop? He's talking to foreign hip hop?
He's talking to Drake. He's talking to Future.
Are you talking to a country where hip hop is the number one genre?
No.
Except please continue.
No.
Melody.
No.
Did you engage in this conversation like I did?
No, I didn't.
Exactly. So the conversation that people were having.
But that was the defense.
No, but I'm saying no. But that conversation about the hip hop generally, the way people consume hip hop, the numbers for hip hop around the world, is it as high, or the consumption of hip hop around the world, is it as high?
Hip hop is the number one
genre in the world right now.
I know, but I'm saying that the numbers, that the hip hop artists, aside from maybe the very popular ones,
it doesn't matter. Hip hop is the number one genre in the world right now.
I'm saying numbers now. Remove Drake and those other ones.
How it become number one if
because
not numbers?
we have most of those popular guys. If you remove Drake,
Melody,
and
pop get popular now. Pop get Harry Styles. They get
Taylor Swift.
Yes,
those rap guys removing. They're not allowing me to.
You can't remove it.
While we're having all this interesting conversation around music, let's not forget that it is still political season, and it is very, very important for you to vote. Do not sit on the side. Do not get your voters card and just sit at home with it. Do not rant on social media and refuse to go out to cast your vote. Please vote, and do not sell your votes. All these 500 naira, 1,000 naira they're selling votes. Please don't do that. Vote for your conscience. Vote for the person that you know that is right. We cannot continue like this. So better vote. The kind of the stadiums, the numbers, the way pop stars are selling out stadiums in certain places. Can every hip hop artist fill up those spaces?
Melody, here's what you need to understand.
Is it all the pop stars?
That can fill up stations?
No, I agree not. I agree not. But my point is, when people are talking about hip hop selling and all of that, if we remove those,
first of all, hip hop is a culture.
Culture.
There are different factors to why hip hop is number one. Hip hop is a culture. And
Melody,
it's the culture of youths.
Melody, you need to understand something. If you still remove Drake and Future and who else again? Kendrick. Hip hop will still be number one.
J. Cole.
Hip hop.
Who are your fighters?
Lil Baby, all the Lils.
Bro, what are you saying?
All the Lils.
Are you joking?
Can
all
the
Lils
fill up the stadium that we
are you joking?
It doesn't matter.
It does matters. Can he fill up those places that Wizkid them are filling?
Lil Baby will fill up MSG. Yes, now is that not where he filled up in New York? That's where Wizkid just filled up and
Fam,
maybe will overfill up. Are you joking?
Fam, do you know who had the number
Garden.
one album in terms of sales in 2020?
Lil Babies.
Do you know who Lil Baby is?
I know.
Fam, do you know who had the number one album before Lil Baby? What's the name of that guy?
Lil Dog.
No. That guy that signed to
Money
Bagyo.
Money Bagyo.
Have you seen the numbers of NBA Youngboy?
Number one artist on YouTube.
What are you saying?
Guys, I hear you guys loud and clear, but I don't think that hip hop as a genre of music is selling as much.
Yeah, no outside.
Melody, stop saying this thing.
Yeah, no outside.
Let's get.
Yeah, no outside. You
don't need to check anything. Go to type Billboard. Number one genre of the year.
I know why you're saying this. I know why I say it because you're seeing the sales of female rappers.
Doja Cat is doing well, though. The other one. Measure the other one. I Spice.
Sawiti.
They finished Sawiti.
Sawiti wait talk a week before. Talk say women are running rap. Can't release EP. EP now sold 2K units.
Pop is the most popular music
genre
worldwide.
That's not true, sir.
Whereas hip hop and R&B dominate the US market.
That's not true, sir.
What is dominating the UK?
I'm just looking at
we're going outside
Melody.
the US. What's dominating?
What's the number one genre? Let me tell you something.
In the US,
Melody.
hip hop, yes.
Let me tell you something.
I'm thinking about the facts here.
Let me tell you
You're
something.
talking about a Google search.
Let me tell you something. On TikTok last year, hip hop and R&B 60-something% of the music on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
I didn't hear you. I'm trying to check that what I just said now.
60-something% of the music. Was it 40-something or 60-something?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop and R&B on
Hip hop and R&B on TikTok last year.
And TikTok is a good metric. It's a better metric than this Google search. Should I tell you why?
Okay, guys, I'm not
Should
doing Google search. Please.
Let me tell you why.
This is 20 plus music genre statistics, most popular music genres
what
in
website
2022. Headphonesaddict.com.
Waiting me that.
You guys, but they're using music genre statistics, most popular music genre.
Melody is rubbish. Melody is rubbish. But now let me not even assume that headphones. What did you call it?
Let me tell you why TikTok is a much better metric to use. Do you know how many people use TikTok daily?
2 billion people.
What is a 2 billion people use an app daily. How many people did this world?
No,
guys.
Now, no. Wait. Melody, wait. Let's even assume. Now, what do you call the name of the
Headphone
website?
addicts.
No,
wait. Let me land.
Forget that.
Let me land.
Land if you want to land.
Now, let's even say headphone addict. He's right.
Forget the name.
It's fine. No. It's even right. Pata. Hip hop is second. Where's Afrobeats?
No, I wouldn't compare it to Afrobeat.
But that was what he said.
I don't know. No, he said, wait, let's not misquote.
Excel, please pull up. Pull up receipt.
Let's not misquote Papito. What?
Fair enough.
Yeah?
What Papilo said?
Yeah, there's only one Papilo.
And he said one day I will make us proud, and he did.
And it's kind of one.
Let me get what Wizkid said, word for word, right? Wizkid said, what is that telling us again?
No, someone's watching football outside and shouting.
Oh, okay. So what Wizkid said is, if I'm being honest, I don't listen to any other genre of music anymore. I don't listen to rap. That shit is boring to me. It is dead now. It is tired. These guys do the same shit, rap on the same beat, same flows.
No, keep reading. There's more.
There's more.
There's a part that goes something like, something is in vogue right now, or something like that. No. I think he asked the guy.
That was hip hop.
Exactly. Then after that,
the guy now said he didn't respond. He
then
declined
after
the response.
After that, there's a quote after.
There's a quote after. I have to look for the full interview now.
What was the quote after?
I think the thing went something like, I think is something like Afrobeats is what's in vogue right now. Something like that.
Are you sure he said that?
Something like that in the article.
I will.
Something like that.
But let's start from the first one that he said, Sha.
Anyway,
hip hop is dead.
I mean, he's a couple years late. Nas don't told us. He's a couple years late. So after the whole argument of was he speaking to Nigerian rappers, was he referring to hip hop rappers?
It was nonsense.
Then Baba came and started dissing Nigerian rappers. Like he made it clear, called them broke boys.
He said Black Sheriff and Sarkodie
and Nasty C, I think.
Yeah,
he said Nasty C as well.
Yeah.
And then
for your information,
Nasty C
Black Sheriff doesn't consider himself to be a rapper.
He says he's not a rapper, Sha.
Nasty C go just there on your own say which kind wahala be this.
And to be honest, he has a point more than Mohbad, for example, because But it's not. It sings.
Anyway, so when he now started doing all that, right? It was now clear that he was attacking the Nigerian rappers, and
then that's not the end thing. The last thing I said was 48 hours later. No
song.
I mean, Oladip is taking.
I don't understand. And I'm asking, what does when he said 48 hours? Did he hear Oladip's song?
I mean, he didn't. You can't blame him.
Oladip is an EP.
Maybe it's not considered if you're not signed. I'm just trying to think how big it is.
But that's the one person that took advantage of the PR.
Let's see what he gets to.
Nothing.
He's violent.
So when it was happening, when all this was happening, I called Tolani. I said, Tolani, Wizkid is off script. This is not. I mean, we know that Wizkid they talk crazy, but
this is the I hope everybody knows this is the real Wiz.
Yeah, this is the OG Wiz. Like this is the real
the quiet
Wiz.
one.
Guys, please,
is Brad.
Me being on my phone, I'm trying to find out what Tolani said for fact checking. Somebody has to do the fact checking.
Yeah. So and I was like, but what's going on? I mean, I know.
You say it's off script.
Yeah, like in this is new Eagle emoji era.
Yeah. And the title of the album.
Love, emoji.
More love, it's not.
Bed,
it's not
bed,
brand.
White bed.
Bed.
It's not brand. And it started from when he posted that he has been single for a while. I think that's when the thing started.
That one threw me off.
When he posted that one.
I don't want to speculate on what I don't know.
And Jada came and tweeted something.
That I don't take Mark Bishele lost it.
Yeah.
She said that social media is not the right place for context or something like that.
Family quarrel.
I think she said
don't
take private fights to this.
No, she said social media is not a good place for setting for nuance, something like that.
But it felt like she was talking to him.
Yeah.
No.
It felt
like
yeah.
Yes, now.
No,
she said no. She said something like, "Don't take a private fight to the public," something like that.
Anyway, so my man's spiraling, right? And I'm like, okay, I get it. More love, less ego ain't hitting like Made in Lagos.
Sugar.
It ain't hitting like Made in Lagos, but still, is there any need for this? And people were upset. I saw rappers tweeting. First, I saw a bunch of threads. I am this, not that. I am this, not like. Rappers were posting pictures and whatnot. And then today, have you seen Black Bones' whole statement?
No.
Black Bones dropped
a
statement
saying
that he's disappointed.
That he's hurt.
He's hurt. He's
that everybody
disappointed.
knows like he's Wizkid's biggest fan and blah blah.
That he's hurt and whatnot. That before he's saying what I said, like before. I'm trying to find that statement.
So let me bring
find
it.
Please. Read the exact words.
Yes, let me find.
But basically, it was like before we
Everybody
agreed
knows.
on whether it was Niger rappers or Yakia. Me, I know send, but when you now started like
so
insulting.
He said the last few days had me reflecting, looking back at how far I've come, the wins and the losses.
Don't read the whole thing, or it's too long.
It's not. Whatever rap may or may not be, it got me this, everything that I have. I said, okay, let me move on. I said to say that I'm disappointed. Everyone knows I'm a big Wizkid fan, maybe even a dick rider on Twitter. But right now I'm disappointed. I can't hide my emotions. I wasn't even mad at the magazine article. Those are conversations I've had behind the scenes. But the actions that followed can't be defended. Heavily degrading and undeserved. But I'll keep doing my thing, carrying the most bashed and the most attacked genre on my back,
guys,
showing the world what a Nigerian rapper looks like.
Guys, so here's what I think.
I'm still trying to find the Wizkid conversation. But continue.
Here's what I think about that.
So before you answer, please, I go to the part where we're making reference. You said, okay. I don't listen to rap. That shit is boring, blah, blah, blah. He says, before pressuring me to... Now, basically to the interviewer, he started... The interviewer says, before he started pressing me to mention someone in rap that's exciting me currently, to which I draw a blank when put on the spot. The draw with afrobeats, he says, is that the genre is innovative. It is starkly new to listeners who have had to listen to the same type of music 10 years, 5 years straight, and it consistently produces high quality hits compared to other genres. No disrespect to anybody. I don't have anything against rap or any other type of music. I have a lot of rappers as friends. I like them a lot, so I'm probably the wrong person to say that.
Are you satisfied now? Let's move on.
I was actually comparing to Afrobeats. He said Afrobeats produces high quality hits compared to other genres.
Are you satisfied?
Thank you. I mean...
That's some bullshit, bro. But let's move on.
I think my first problem was Wizkid challenging the rap genre lyrically. That was
lyrically how?
Didn't he say something about lyrics?
Doing the same thing.
The same
flows.
The same flows.
And, tired.
I mean,
I think was referring to trap, and on that one I agree.
Yeah, but I think that
Bling, bong,
that he should take a look in the mirror.
Oops.
Wizkid is not the most lyrical guy. Never been. He's more. We all go to Wizkid for vibes, not lyrics. Like in afrobeats, he's not the lyrical guy at all.
Melody. I'm going to say
Burna Boy is more way, but like if you're looking for
lyrical,
content, actual content, like from be it him singing about Nyash to singing about life, lyrically, Burna Boy is. Do you understand? Like
range.
He's not the guy that will come and say you guys are not lyrical and we'll take it serious. If Burna Boy comes and says I got more lyrics than some of you rappers, the audience is gonna be like, yeah, you get me. Do you understand? But Wiz is now coming, bro. She tell me say times 10. Nah, dog.
Burna flows like a rapper sometimes as well.
Yeah,
Burna can rap.
It's
not even. I mean, that song with Fino and Emma. Burna actually rapped.
Yeah, he did. But let's not also forget that the kind of music that. Okay, go on.
No. I need to hear this defense. Go on. She's about to defend Wizkid.
Let's not also forget that the kind of music that Wizkid does, the
lyricism is not strong. It's not expected.
It's an Afrobeat thing generally.
Melody.
Don't expect lyricism.
Melody. So
people who live in glass houses
don't throw stones.
Simple.
My own point that I even want to make now is.
But now, but it's not the norm. Well, continue.
My own point that I want to make is, I'm not even going to say that lyricism is not exactly needed in the type of music he makes, like you said.
Fine.
But at the same time, if you are going to talk about people repeating the same format, now, understand, I don't think, a lot of people think Made in Lagos and More Love Less Go, they are exactly the same thing. I'm one of the people that don't think so.
I totally disagree.
They're not.
I don't think so.
Anybody said that?
But wait, are they cut from the same cloth? Can you get the feel?
You know, we talked about if you were listening to Wizkid for the first time and you heard Made in Lagos and you heard More Love Less Go,
you would
think he's the greatest guy.
And you think he's the greatest guy, exactly.
Like those two albums, when you hear them like back to back, you're plus we are used to Wizkid. You've seen Wizkid. I'm like a brand new fan entering Wizkid, and you're coming with these two albums, Made in Lagos, More Love Less Go. The combination is fantastic.
Let me forget my train of thought.
Okay. Yeah. Cut from the same cloth.
Cut from the same cloth, right? They are cut from the same cloth. Like they have the same
both
feel,
albums.
Similar feel. Like More Love Less Go is not Ayo. Like if you're going to say albums that are similar,
you call these last two albums
very different. Even Sounds from the Other Side is way different. Even though Sounds from the Other Side is kind of the progeny of this movement, right?
Yeah.
There are differences. So it's the same thing with the trap thing. This feel is similar.
Trap?
Yeah. You don't like it, so you can't make a fair argument. Like the feel.
You're biased now.
Yeah. The feel is similar. For example, Excel doesn't like Lil Baby like that.
Oh.
No, he doesn't like Lil Baby. And I understand. But Excel, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Do Lil Baby's songs sound the same? Like when you listen.
We actually take time
to listen. No. Will you see the differences?
Yes, you will.
Exactly. But why would you say they are different? It's similar.
The flow now.
Because exactly. Now it's the same thing with Wizkid. He's basically deceiving himself. Yes, there are differences. I'm one of the people that will say there are differences. But the feel, is it similar? Yes.
Can I say something here?
Wait.
Okay.
Is it similar? Yes. So you are dissing these guys for doing the same thing, for the same thing that some people will say about you.
What's on the street?
That's one. Number two. However you want to look at this rubbish.
Which of the rubbish now?
However you want to look at the entire thing, it's rubbish. I've not dissed Wizkid categorically like this in a long time. Because
please don't on this pod. I beg you.
I just said they did rubbish and I'm going to stand about that. What are you saying?
Oh, God.
He did rubbish. Like he said rubbish.
Oh, God.
And I don't care what happens. It doesn't matter what happens.
Simply because a lot of people on Twitter delete me from this video. Sorry.
Regardless of what you are going to say,
yeah.
Regardless of what happens from now on,
yeah,
he did and said rubbish. Like I hate the fact that Nigerians try to justify things by what happened later. For example,
which one?
Bonat saying Coachella spelled his name in small letters, and people are now saying because now he said selling 17,000.
That's why he was right.
No, he wasn't. He was saying rubbish at the time as well. I don't understand what people are saying.
Why do you think he was saying rubbish that time?
Because he didn't deserve to have his name in caps at the time. What are you saying?
He had not earned it.
He had not earned it.
Has he earned it now? Yes.
Has he earned it now? Yes.
Do we understand why he was talking like that? Yes, he's a narcissist, so it's fine. We know.
Simple.
But
is it necessarily? Wait, guys. Is it narcissism or it's him thinking he deserves more?
He didn't deserve more at that time.
You are performing in an American circuit. Nobody knew you at the time.
He had not started like, bro, Burna Boy has sold out Madison Square Garden now.
Now you can say
now he
yes.
Can say it, and
Then
even Americans would argue on his behalf. Do you understand? Like Americans now would argue on Burna Boy.
Do you understand? Like life is like that. If you don't deserve something, you don't get it.
Grow in stages.
It's what it is. So coming back to this, maybe if hip hop doesn't now grow now, people now say, "Oh my God, Wizkid was right." No, it wasn't. He was saying rubbish now. It's still rubbish then.
And we just need to look at things critically, right? So if you understood, a lot of you should go and please watch Shonaya's documentary on Afrobeats.
Yeah.
And understand the role hip hop played.
Hip hop is the most influential genre on Nigerian music on Afrobeats right now.
Yes, that one's undisputed now.
Like, so when you understand,
no, but that one's undisputed now. Are we denying the influence of hip hop?
I feel like a lot of people.
Wizkid was a rapper now.
Wizkid was a rapper.
Yes, but
everybody was a rapper.
When they call rap,
Melody. Everybody was a rapper.
Rap was the hottest shit ever.
Everybody started off as a rapper.
Was the hottest shit in Nigeria.
Everybody that's in this room had a rap group at some point. Except you.
Never did.
Please. Did you have a rap group?
Was Chike ever a rapper?
Guy, did you have a rap group at some point?
Everybody. When you say everybody, R&B guys.
What did you call it?
Everybody said as a
Wait.
Wackers
rappers.
That's our producer. rappers.
I was a rap group.
I don't think
everybody was in a rap group at some point.
I don't think everybody said as a rapper.
But not everybody.
Maybe not, but significant amount of everybody.
When we were growing up, we all wanted to be rappers. We all wanted
not
to be
me. I wanted to be Beyonce. Please rest.
You've lost your way from time.
But guys, are you okay?
Wow. And the influence that rap had at the time.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I think when this thing started changing was when, first of all, like the radio rule in Nigeria.
Yeah, we have to play more.
Factor.
I can tell you
and
about
even
that.
the Nigerian rappers.
Even after then.
Even the Nigerian rappers now said, okay, we're going to like Nigerianize
our
rap.
Okay,
Shout
guys,
out to them, LD.
So I have listened to you and Tolani talk, and you guys have said,
No, I'm not done.
God of goodness, before you
No, I'm not done.
This ain't noodles, it's beans.
This is not radio.
Cook, my nigga.
Tolani, can I ask you?
Wait.
I want to ask you a question first.
Go on.
Tolani kilo day, change sorrow now.
The conversation has a lot of moving parts.
Oh, JB.
Let's get to the moving parts.
Okay, now. Okay, actually, let's do that. But before then, I want to guys say something.
Yes.
When you guys are done talking about all the rubbish and blah, 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 can we talk about the honesty in that, the part that were true?
Melody.
Well, okay.
Melody.
Wait, hold on.
Melody.
I think the question is to ask her, what part do you think
the problem that you have, we've had this conversation off the camera. The problem that you have.
It's time to have it on camera. Woo!
The problem that you have, the problem here is you are interpreting it by the actions of the rappers, not by solely looking at what he said.
Yes. That's
the problem.
That is also true. That is true. Because I feel so okay. So he said hip hop is there. Let's bring it to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
How mainstream is hip hop right now?
Melody, what's hip hop?
Depends. What would you call Lamide?
What's hip hop?
What do you call Fino?
All those guys are hip hop artists.
What do you call Zlatan?
But are they as popping? Are they as
popular?
Are
you asking me if Olamide is popping?
No, leave Olamide, please. Let's not do this, please.
You're asking me if Fino is popping.
Stop it, please. Is hip hop
is
hip hop the most popular genre of music in Nigeria right now? Is it not dying? Even I said that rap is dying.
Melody, what is rap music?
No.
Melody, you see, my problem with this, that's why I said you should let me answer this. Okay, because it has a lot of moving parts.
It's hip hop, I know.
It is, right?
Yes.
And that's the beat of one of the biggest songs this year, Palazzo.
Yes.
Now let's go to this. Dead? Let's go to this conversation.
Hip hop artists.
Melody, the problem
that are not pop stars.
Let's go to the nitty-gritty of what he actually said. We have addressed like the rubbish. Yeah. Let's go to the nitty-gritty of what he said.
Rubbish,
it's rubbish. Now,
nobody's above
Melody. First things first. I think the biggest issue here is the lack of media training.
For who now?
For Wiz.
That was a terrible answer.
That was a horrible answer.
That was a terrible answer.
You are a superstar artist.
And the guy that
should not be caught dead saying that.
Guess what? The guy that interviewed him could just be happy.
Bro, because he gave him content.
Because they happy.
Do you know the amount of clicks that article will have?
Yes, now. The guy could just be happy for a man and say, well.
I think the reason why that happened was because in the last few years, his interviews have been kind of bland.
if it were Tolani that did that interview, maybe we'll be cursing Tolani and the media outlets in Nigeria. But this foreign.
Do you know people are blaming media? Do you know people are currently blaming media outlets?
They're blaming Insta blog.
Ogun will kill all of you Wizkid FC people.
No, Tolani.
Ogun will kill you.
Stop that.
No.
Wizkid.
I'm
too. Forget Wizkid fans. Celebrities too were saying that it was media houses that
all of you celebrities wait all of you celebrities Melody, give me one name. All of you people that said it, I hope you are very irresponsible and you are irresponsible psychopaths. You are horrible
on a general
and
level.
you are stupid.
We know that Nigerian celebrities are very spineless.
Why would you say that it was
the spinelessness of Nigerian
the media house? They mentioned that they're trying to pitch this person against, and I'm like,
they're not pitching anybody.
As a celebrity, how can you say
the guy is a grown-ass man that made a statement. Nobody's pitching shit. It is the job of media to report.
Except after I said it, I'm sure they would have gotten an advance copy of that interview.
And they let the chopper fly.
Are you sure?
Melody, most likely. I'm not saying for maybe, but there's a huge chance that they got an advance copy of that interview.
Media
Guess what? Let's even imagine they did not get.
I don't think
the normal Wizkid MO is to keep quiet.
Yeah.
That's Wizkid's normal MO. Like, you're saying I did this, so I'll post ego emoji. I'll post
everybody
love.
Will be fine.
You know, I'll go on my on tour and perform and do more love. That's Wizkid's MO.
That pissed me off.
And this time he came around and he said, "Your niggas is broke. Your niggas is dead. Where's the diss track?"
No raps.
No. Let's keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
That's rubbish, huh? That's rubbish.
Even if we spend a lot of time.
Wizkid needs to also remember. I think that what I'm about to say, as true as this, it may have no point. But I was going to say that Wizkid should remember that.
Am I?
No, he should. I wasn't even going there. Funny enough, but that's also another valid point. But Wizkid should remember that he's an OG now. There are things he shouldn't say.
Oh, bro.
There's a way he should carry himself.
He's already been carrying himself like.
That's how he carries himself.
No, that's the problem.
So why this?
So, like
why
Melody,
this?
it feels like
the name of this episode is Why This?
Why this?
Why this?
Never that.
Why this? Never that. Let me put on the group. Why this? Never
why
that.
This? Never that.
Why this? Comma never that.
No, why this? Question mark. Never that.
Okay. Let me put it on our group so that we don't forget.
Now. Let's go back to the where did we get to initially before Melody butted in?
It's not me that butted in, it was Excel now.
No. What did I do?
What did we say? What were we saying?
What you were saying that
media training. Now, it's a lot of moving parts this conversation. Media training is the biggest problem why this happened. Melody,
yes.
You have been I feel like because interviews have been trash. This is my theory. Maybe not trash, bland, bereft of a lot of personality in the last few years. So I think it was the right decision, maybe, to actually make his interviews like have more life, more luster, more personality. That's my theory. I'm not saying it's a fact.
Yeah.
Right? So that's possibly the reason why this happened. But he should have been prepared in advance. Because probably didn't have media training initially, is why he wanted to show more personality and just let the chopper fly. And now it's not just letting the chopper fly, it's bending to a cliche that is not true. Right? And now he's now doubling down on it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go to the cliche. Hip-hop is dead or rap is dead. It's such a stupid thing. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. Melody, the reason why this happened in the beginning was because people wanted 90s rap music to remain the way it was.
Yeah, they wanted to keep rap pure.
They wanted to keep it pure.
They didn't want rap to.
They didn't want it to evolve.
What do we call them? What's the word? We have a word for it.
Juvenoia. That's the name of the condition. Purists.
Rap
purists.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happened with rock music in the 80s or in the early 90s. It was so big that rock is dead and paper killed it because of the mainstream acceptance of rock music.
Yeah. So there are people out there that
rock music
is not rock.
Exactly. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But these people forget that you can't gatekeep genres. You can't gatekeep creatives. They will do. For example, that's the reason why right now you will listen to a song and everything is pokeball.
Yeah.
3 or 4 genres in one song.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand.
Do you understand?
Where it's from? Yes. Because you hear Fuji, hear hip hop, hear
because
on
that's
one
music.
Wizard
You can't gatekeep it.
Caribbean vibes die.
Do you understand? Mix it with R&B and afrobeats.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing anymore. You can't gatekeep music.
And what it becomes.
And whatever it becomes. And because of the evolution, a lot of people now wanted to separate pure rap music and hip hop from pop-esque and the evolution. Yeah. So that's ends so we subscribe to that unknowingly. Because a lot of people still think that the only version of rap music is what is exactly talking about killing niggas. Do you understand?
Up in my car,
right now, let's go back to the trap genre.
That's melody.
So, one stupid person literally came to me and said and quoted Snoop because Snoop said bubble rap is dead. Snoop is doing trap now. I hope you know. I hope you know. So don't be stupid, fam. And do you know why? Because now a lot of those trap niggas are also now in prison. They are talking about killing people on the streets. Do you understand? Yes. So to those people now,
so everything that was associated with the OG rap is associated
with the trap. So they now endorse it. But guess what? They didn't want to accept Drake.
Yeah. Are you telling us?
They didn't want to say Take Care was a rap album.
But the ladies took care of him.
They didn't want to say Take Care was a rap album.
Yes, of course.
But guess what? Rap is going to become what it becomes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Same thing with
Afrobeats. So people should start crying when white boys start winning the Afrobeat album of the
year. You can't do anything about it.
Tears are coming.
You can't do anything about it. So what I'm saying in essence here is we subscribe to that, and anybody that's saying rap is, this is the same problem that we have in Nigeria. People are going to say, look at Mobile last week. They're saying
he's not a rapper.
He's not a rapper. Nigga, you rap. Do you know Beyonce is describing something like when people want to describe Beyonce, it's singer, rapper, producer. Yes, because she has a rapping persona. Third World Trio.
And she has some rap songs with.
No. She has a rapping persona.
And some of her songs now, she does that rap singing thing. Like the album with Jay-Z, she did a lot of that in them. Everything is love.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to say, yeah.
That
everything is love.
That's to the top of the Maybach. That her best.
Okay, guys. Tolani, can I now say something? Back to the question, guys.
And before we go ahead,
why this never that?
Because he has a lot of moving parts.
Can I ask you one question from this person? I want to ask you something now from what you just said.
The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
You guys,
Madam Speaker.
I've heard because everything you guys have to say, right?
Yes.
You guys are breaking hip hop down in two different ways, in two different versions. Talking about the pure hip hop and the songs that have
and the evolution of
hip hop and songs that have hip hop influences, right? Yeah. When people say hip hop is dead, or like hip hop is not as mainstream as it used to be, or people are not paying attention to hip hop as a genre of music in Nigeria, please forget the influences, forget the hip hop isk kind of songs. How many people actually support these hip hop artists, the guys that do hip hop songs, as much as they should? And it feels like every time this hip hop conversation, this thing happen, that's when we see rappers coming out to defend them. But when these guys drop album, I mean, the fans listen.
That's a very good point. And Nigeria has the Nigerian fans are very interesting. I feel like journalists and researchers from all over the world should come and study Nigerian music fans.
I'm tired.
Because I remember when I left Boomplay this year, right? It was January this year. I left Boomplay. And
you this year or last year? No, it's not last year.
No, it's this year. January this year.
Okay.
It's this year. I did a camp in PH and I came back from the camp, and when I came back was when I left.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of last year, which would be 2021, when we did our Boomplay recapped for the year and whatnot, one of the most streamed artists, two of the most streamed artists and projects and whatever songs, the two most streamed artists overall, two of the most, were Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
In Nigeria?
Yep.
You're joking?
No.
So why don't they give that energy to Nigerian rappers?
That's a very good question.
That's the part that I'm.
So this is the hypocrisy.
That's
of
what
the
I'm
Nigerian,
saying. The listeners.
The Nigerian listeners.
That's the part that
there's a strong hypocrisy with it.
Do you understand?
Right?
That's the part that is busting my head when people say this hip hop is dead conversation. Because Emma literally said the same thing that you rappers need to fix up your life. We've been saying it for a while now that when it comes to hip hop in Nigeria, the listeners don't pay attention. People don't fuck with that level of the hip hop. Vector dropped an album a couple of days ago. Why are the listeners not worrying about? Why are they not talking about the Vector album?
And
why are they not?
So telling you what you missed was, I was telling her that in Boomplay when I left January, December, we had done recapped of Boomplay 2021 and 12, and I think I told you at the time that 12 of the most streamed artists
out of Nigeria
from Nigeria were Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
Yeah. Even on Apple Music last year.
And I think
from Nigeria?
Lil Durk was number 6 on Apple Music last year.
And I think even on Audiomack too, they did it. Remember the whole trap Lanje?
But it's those boys that are...
Lil Durk was number 6 on Apple Music last year in Nigeria.
Tony, but I asked the question when you were not here in response to what you said, that when we're talking about this hip-hop thing, we're talking about, pure hip-hop, pure hip-hop is kind of conversations. Why is it that when the guys are the hip hop artists, not maybe the Vector and all those kind of guys. When they drop their hip hop albums, why don't the listeners give those energy to those guys?
No, that's not the point here.
But it's a question. Why don't they bother to do that?
That's false equivalence.
But that's false equivalence because there are also a lot of Afrobeat albums that the same thing happens to.
I'm just saying that listeners don't give hip hop artists energy.
The same way they don't give R&B energy. The same way they don't give
Fuji artists energy like that anymore.
They even rock artists.
I'm just saying that ties down to the hip hop conversation.
Not really.
Being dead.
Melody.
I think it does.
Melody, not really.
So
you know why?
What that would mean. No, you need to hear what you're saying because what that would mean is. If hip hop is dead, every other genre of music aside Afrobeats in Nigeria is dead.
Because those other ones are not. But
that's what it would mean.
But isn't that why Tem said nobody was? She's one of her kind, of her own kind. Because the kind of music that she's doing, she's the only one that has been doing it before she came.
Not really.
Which is not even true.
But that's not what she said.
Which is arguable.
It's not arguable. She was saying rubbish as well. I don't like
people should not
fly. I don't understand. She was saying rubbish as well.
Fly.
Let's change the title of this podcast. It's rubbish. Title of this podcast.
She was saying rubbish as well. I don't like people were coming out to say, "Oh my God," she was saying, like no.
Why are you break that?
I don't know why.
Do you guys know the type of guys? Do you guys know the type of responses that I get?
I don't know how our listeners listen to this podcast.
Wait.
Someone cackling already.
Someone came and said,
"Why are you dancing?"
Temps nobody was. She said, like she didn't.
On the level that she's doing it now, Tolani.
Melody, can you calm down?
Okay.
She said nobody was doing it before
R&B.
her. Like there was no woman. They said it was because no woman was excelling on the top, at the top level before her.
I think it's for R&B or her type of music.
She's the first person to do R&B.
Not she's the first, but
she's the first person to do alternative.
On the level that she is now.
Melody, let me break it to you. She's a beneficiary of time. What the fuck are you people saying? If Afrobeats movement came in 2010, Tiwa Savage would be what she is right now. What are you saying? Like, what the fuck are you people? You always defending rubbish.
There are many girls that
on the level that she is.
What Melody?
Now,
what is the level?
But she's a beneficiary.
She's a beneficiary of time.
So that means that she's correct, Abi.
No.
That means there's context that she's willfully
ignoring
out.
To say her truth.
Which truth?
Melody, if I remember this phrase correct, it was that she had no mentors
no, she didn't say mentors.
She had no.
There was nothing like that.
Blueprint. She had no blueprint because nobody was doing it on this level.
Let's see. I've been trying to keep quiet on this Nigerian artist, but you niggas be saying rubbish. Bro, I've been trying. You niggas be saying rubbish. It's rubbish.
And it's very scary.
It's rubbish.
Do you know why these things are scary, Melody? Yeah. Because of what the next set of artists will do. They will do it. See, you think that all these things Wizkid is saying is problematic. The next generation will do worse. They will do worse. They will do worse.
I'm trying
Just watch.
So Tolani, back to what? So I'll find out Tem's actual quotes, but as we go on, back to what we were saying. So at this point,
that is to say that do you agree with what I said, that if we are going by what you are saying, hip hop is dead because of yada yada yada, that applies to all genres of music in Nigeria except Afrobeats.
I would get that because other genres of music
except maybe Afrobeats and gospel.
Guys,
but do the hip hop artists get the support that they
Melody,
do?
Let's not complicate this matter. We all know that hip hop, strictly speaking, is not big. Guess what? The reason why hip hop is number one genre in most places across the world right now is because of trap music and drill. Don't you know? And song rap.
So in Nigeria, what's the problem?
It's because the other versions of rap music that are not quintessential traditional hip hop are also thriving.
And we have seen. Wait, hold on. And we have also seen signs that when people do trap or drill mixed with native languages, there is a spark.
Exactly what I was about to say. So guys, can we now say that the problem is the lack of relatability in the music?
Melody, that's never been denied.
Never been denied.
No.
That's never been denied.
But Melody, does that mean that all versions of rap music are dead?
No.
So what are we arguing about here?
No.
What's the point of this point?
I see Sinecago.
No. Not all versions, but not all versions. But the core hip hop, I think that's what he was referring to.
That means you are still missing the point.
And that would be still a wrong.
Still rubbish.
That would still be a wrong narrative. Because guess what? Is Wizkid doing the core Afrobeats?
Fela,
he has put Canadian
loud.
You guys, Caribbean music.
Caribbean.
Shut up. Caribbean music.
Caribbean vibes.
What the hell?
There's Caribbean vibes.
Ibu R&B.
Push tell me say his music is a potpourri of vibes from all across the world.
So at the end of the day,
I understand how the rappers are feeling because that's just a disheartening thing to hear.
But to be honest, I actually don't even.
You know, mention Black Sheriff. I mean,
No,
are we serious here?
No. It's fine.
Sarkodie.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
But to be honest, I even also understand.
I think that
why.
I think Wiz knew he said rubbish.
Exactly.
And that's
if he did, why did he double down on it yesterday?
Because what else now?
Because at the end of the day, I can tell you that I have more money than you, and you forget.
Yeah, when Wizkid, that's the most Nigerian thing to do.
That's Nigerian.
You see Nigerians and you don't have money. I have money.
It's the first Nigerian rich man.
I've said rubbish. I can't defend it,
but I have money more than you. So what?
Also, this is a good time to also say
48 hours, no this song.
It's also a
but
good
to be honest, it's fine.
It's also a good time for to say that for rappers should please stop saying I'm not a rapper. Like you need
Melody,
to.
it's a societal problem.
Let me say what I want to say. Let me be done now. You people talk your own. Let me talk my own. Kaikoshi, please. Rappers need to stop saying I am not a rapper. It's your genre of music. For people to love your genre of music and accept it, you as the carrier or the face of the genre, you need to be proud of it. You need to own it. What is I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper.
It's a symptom of a larger problem.
How can Afrobeats take rap?
It's a symptom of a larger problem.
You're a rapper, and there's nothing wrong with being a rapper.
It's just a symptom of a larger problem. That's all.
I find that
because
quite
if rap begins to pop now, Mohbad will come here and say I've been rapping since I was 10.
Do you know why?
Life.
Do you know why? Because at the Melody, people.
It's just life.
Hip hop can be very separatist.
How?
Because in the mind, do you know how these people wanted to be included so long? Why do you think local rappers happened?
Also, this problem exists within the gospel music space.
Oh, really?
Yes, it does. So there are people that would say
Afro gospel. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard about that.
Yeah,
I've heard about that.
There are people that would say.
I've heard about that. I've heard about that now.
There are people that would say we are Afro gospel. There are people that would say we are inspirational.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Oh, really?
I've heard that recently.
Where have you been?
I've heard that recently.
There are people that would say we are Afro gospel. There are people that would say we're inspirational. So a lot of people who are purists. With church
say the
music,
Afro people.
You say
we will say
some people's lifestyle is not a gospel lifestyle.
No such thing as Afro gospel. Gospel is gospel.
Yes.
I was in a Twitter space that Kenny Corey did when Headies came out, when Headies nominees came out. So gospel people were paranoid that there was no
inspirational
gospel or inspirational category. So Kenny Corey did a Twitter space and I was there. I was just listening, and some people were like, they were arguing different things, and people were like, this is church people, like core church people, and they were like, yeah, I see brothers brothers that are musicians doing rap, doing hip hop in gospel, a genre of music that is associated with murder.
You see the problem.
That is associated with murder, with misogyny,
you see
patriarchy, with this, and this is a popular. The woman that said it, she's married. She's popular on Twitter and gospel Twitter. She's popular, and she's just married and whatnot. So I was listening.
I know what you're talking about.
I was looking at it. I was listening to the whole thing and I was laughing. And I was laughing because if you go to any quote unquote modern day Pentecostal church now, they'll probably sing one Hillsong for special number or for praise and worship.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was young, my father used to subscribe to a music magazine called Charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Charisma was like Alter Gospel.
This guy has the wildest analogies.
Charisma was like Native Mag. Native Mag.
Oh, even Native Mag, not the carry Ashakeda.
But not with the.
Everybody will evolve.
But not with ridiculous articles. So, but they focused on things that were not mainstream gospel, right?
Sorry, what Tem said is the journey that I've been on is very new. There are no blueprints I'm following. Think about it. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Lagos. There's nobody that I was like, oh yeah, she did this, so let me go and do this. Then the interviewer went and said, without other female artists from our hometown to follow in the footsteps of. Oh, okay.
Let's continue.
So Charisma, and this Charisma magazine that I was talking about, right?
Apologize to the audience.
He used to wasting our time. He used to feature Hillsong.
Mm-hmm.
He used to write this.
How many his song did I say?
Bro, his song get branches. It's a conglomerate. It's a conglomerate.
Just respect my conglomerate.
So they used to write about Hillsong. They used to write about DC Talk. Audio.
So Hillsong was hotel back in the day.
Yes, it was, and a lot of times. So these people were, and Hillsong now from Australia, Darlene Jack Darlene Jack was the original Hillsong, right? So she's blown. Shout out to the Lord and co. It has blown. They now bring Hillsong now opens branches in the US, and their target is schools, university, teenage. Like when now waiting they go target. They don't even bother with 30. They went for young people. Right, and they did not discriminate. You have tattoos, come to church.
Mm-hmm.
You are
As
gay,
it should be.
come to church.
As it should be.
But the old timers, old school religion people,
they'll be upset.
Called Hillsong demonic. This same Hillsong that all Pentecostals are singing in church now, they were called demonic then.
Because they allowed everybody and all.
And as a matter of fact, Hillsong was even the last generation to collect all those stigma, because the first generation, Kirk Franklin, Andre Crouch, Amy something, I can't remember her name. The first generation of what we call contemporary
gospel music,
Christian music. They were, if you just go and read about that phrase, contemporary Christian music, you read stories about how the old time pastors then used to trash them, called them rubbish. Andre Crouch that I was talking about, he used to write for Michael Jackson, gospel artist. He used to write songs for Michael Jackson.
Melody, see, at the end of at the root of everything, Wizkid always just had to do that. They was either keep quiet or come and clarify. And see, responsibility is very tough, Excel. Let's not lie.
Or leadership, or being the point person for anything.
It's very hard.
It's a very heavy crown.
Very hard because now, Melody, I've been in situations where I was wrong before.
Yeah, and you just don't know how to say sorry.
No, not because I don't know how to say sorry. I'm looking at the people that are talking to me. I'm like, who the fuck are these niggas?
Why do I need to apologize?
Do you understand? But again, what I didn't realize, what I didn't remember is, number one, I'm not God.
You're not.
I'm sorry to cut you short. I said this thing started from his wife. It didn't start from that I'm single. It started from when he said, I think, like this spiral, when he said
initially before the album
December. This even December will be the last time he will perform in Lagos.
No, there was one before then.
No.
Before the album dropped. No. There was one before the album dropped.
What did he say?
The one that Bonner then responded to, that I'm richer than
what did he say?
I'm richer than
that
all
one.
your
I don't
face.
even count down. I feel say two of them plan them.
No, I think, but again, it ties into it, doesn't it? No, I think they planned it actually.
You think they planned it?
I think 100%. I think they planned it. There's no way Bonner and Wiz are fighting on Twitter.
They are two good friends.
There's no way Bonner and
solid
Wiz are
friends.
fighting.
I don't believe they are
no
fighting.
way.
They are very good friends.
I'm very surprised if that.
But this particular run started from the single one.
When he said he's not performing in Lagos again, I was like,
even that. So I don't even think that.
Are you guys really mad at that?
And him not performing in Lagos? Yes. Kalani.
Why?
Mad?
No, maybe not mad, but why?
Do you guys not understand it?
Mad? No.
I don't. Tolani, I don't. While we're having all this interesting conversation around music, let's not forget that it is still political season, and it is very, very important for you to vote. Do not sit on the side. Do not get your voter's card and just sit at home with it. Do not rant on social media and refuse to go out to cast your vote. Please vote, and do not sell your vote. All these 500 naira, 1,000 naira they're selling votes. Please don't do that. Vote for your conscience. Vote for the person that you know that is right. We cannot continue like this. So better vote. So Tonani, I don't understand. I'm not mad. He's allowed to do whatever he wants to do with the music and say I'm not performing in this place anymore. But I think that it now feels like we've totally sold our sound to foreigners, and now they are the ones in control of the sound.
But that's the truth.
Yeah, and they're the ones calling the shots. Like, we perform all around the world for these guys.
But that's the truth.
And now in our own hometown where he started, it feels like it doesn't matter anymore. This is like the grassroots. Like, how are the other younger guys coming? How are they going to feel about that? I feel like it just sends the wrong message to the people that we are saying our music to, that we don't have respect for our hometown. And I feel like those people, the foreigners, will also interface with us that way. That's how I also feel they would see our hip hop community too.
Yes, I understand. See, I get you, Melody.
Yeah.
I don't think it's entirely right.
Yeah.
Because not even from the perspective of your fans. I think it's very important for the artists.
To even keep your grassroots.
Because you are not going to be on top in America forever. You are not going to be the priority Afrobeats artist forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when that happens, that you are not the priority Afrobeat artist forever.
Yeah.
You will need something to fall back on. You need a fallback.
Okay, guys,
option.
you are interrupting the recording. Are they coming inside? Are they there? Okay.
Oh, how far, brother?
Please shut the door.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley Enow is in the building, guys. So you are not going to be on top forever.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I think like it's important for the artist
Yeah.
to always perform on their own front.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right now I can understand why it feels like it doesn't have to.
Yes.
Because
I'm with you.
a Wizkid, for example, will want to perform in front of the largest amount of people as much as possible.
We're playing things really real.
Yeah. Do you understand? But right now, the kind of shows that the kind of money that he's going to demand, if he can reduce his money, he can always perform in Lagos. But he's not willing to reduce the money because why am I reducing the money for you?
I think that this is the real scenario where you say responsibility is hard.
Yes.
Because it's like, I get you and I get her, and both of you are right.
Yo, absolutely.
Both of you are right.
Absolutely.
But I think that there's also, we're becoming like a superstar, and especially like the face of a generation.
Yeah.
Or more. There's a lot of responsibility there, right? Like in Canada, Drake is cemented for
That's
life.
what I wanted to say.
Drake.
I don't see why Starboy Fest is a one-day event.
Like, do you understand? Wizkid is big enough to do a festival.
Do a Starboy Fest. Okay, you want it to be something that is big, that people are going to be, and higher life spot or flight time to produce it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Starboy
To be
Fest.
organized.
Yeah.
You spend the money, you take the risks.
Actually, that's the idea of the entire leadership thing. Because I remember, I can't even count how many times I've read like interviews that had Beyonce on it, and she talked about how she had to pay for certain things for herself and use her money to organize things so that it can come out the way that she wants it to come out. Like the one that when she came to South Africa and how she had to fly certain people and she had to pay for certain things. Because of course it's your name on it and you have to present it.
You're going too far.
You're going too far. We're talking about something that is home. Like,
yeah.
This is yourself. If Beyonce is going to do anything in Houston,
bro, are you joking?
She won't play with it.
And even as a Beyonce, she's even as a Beyonce.
But the good thing,
guess who gets this thing?
Who?
Davido.
Oh yeah. But the good thing for Beyonce,
about the Davido
guys,
concert.
but the difference between Beyonce and Wiz is wherever Beyonce goes, people are going to pull up for the exact amount of money.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Wiz is not the same.
It's not the same.
Do you understand? Like the money is going to be
There's
regardless.
a standard of excellence that has come with Beyonce's performances.
And that she cannot even afford to draw. But that's also part of the leadership thing, because you build it over time and you continue to pay for those things with.
You brought an angle that I don't think you even
you didn't see yourself.
You guys, I hope don't go into it.
No,
don't try. Don't even try.
Shots fired.
I know you people will say
rubbish. But it is a thing that should be talked about.
That one now.
That with
we are going to get into another conversation
with being a superstar.
Are we done with this hip hop conversation?
Yeah,
we're done.
With being a superstar, even your.
But do you agree now that Wizkid was saying rubbish?
Not with the not the use of rubbish. I don't even agree with the
rubbish.
Use of rubbish. And I also think that hip hop artists, sorry, before we leave, hip hop
artists. What do you want to call it? A difference of opinion.
Hip hop artists need to come together. Wait, I think hip hop
artists. Which is an email version of saying rubbish.
Hip hop artists need to come together and align. I think they need to align and be more supportive of one another.
You're saying it like hip hop artists. Do you think Wizkid is more supportive of other Afrobeat artists? What are you saying?
But isn't that what they are?
You think Wizkid is supportive of other Afrobeat artists? Does Wizkid post Davido album? Does he post? No, Davido is far. Who are the young?
No, but he does with the young guys. You should see that video that they posted of him supporting YC. I'm like, why is YC talking about something that's happening now? Someone posted a video of Wizkid and YC.
But that's another thing that's the human condition I don't understand. And me too, I find myself doing it sometimes.
What's that?
What is it?
Like, you do rubbish, someone rightly criticizes you.
Yeah, you're not gonna bring your this thing.
Exactly.
But I helped you. Thanks ago.
Like, for example, like I find myself doing it sometimes, and I've caught myself a lot of times. For example, because maybe I did when something is not happening, it's the person not coming at me. I find myself being angry towards that, but then over time, I've tried to distill it that okay, two things can be true.
If long as
the intention is pure. If someone
should do something for you years ago, do like a goodwill or something that is good for you, and this person enters trouble years after, will you come online to come and drag the person?
I think that's the only difference.
Will you come online to come and drag
the online element,
or come online to come and drag me? People are dragging either of us.
I think the only difference. I think the difference is the online part.
You won't respond. Do you understand?
But to be honest, again,
I don't want to say this on the podcast.
Do you think do you think there's a way you could have had this conversation with Wizkid in private?
Yes.
Even if you should not allow me not cook where I was going to cook.
Wait, guys. Wait. Jokes aside, let's bring the human side to this. For the guys that are friends with him, don't you think you should have messaged him?
CDQ and co.
CDQ talk.
CDQ talk. He didn't talk.
But I'm guy.
Yeah. Don't you guys think you guys sent me on iMessage?
See one guy will post. I sent him the post. Now one guy talks in a rapper's fault. Say when Wizkid will come and you see Wizkid in the club, you leave where you are in the club to go and meet him and be drinking his Azul. Why will he not insult you?
Can we move from that? Can we use the Hedges conversation of when Wizkid came for Hedges and people were changing seats to go say hi?
No, but
please, bro.
Melody, that's Starboy shit.
Exactly. So why are you now?
The game is the game.
But
they can do that. It's fine. Like they can do that. And when he says rubbish, that is not fair and that's not true, they can always go at him. It's fine.
I think that people can acknowledge that you are the greatest.
Like and act like that.
They can still tell you.
You are saying rubbish when you say rubbish.
Just because they've acknowledged that you're the greatest doesn't absolve you.
Doesn't mean you are always right.
You understand?
I agree. It doesn't mean that because you performed on my show, if you say something that hurts me, I can't say that. But maybe privately though.
But do you think why is not they ain't performing and no Starboy first look going forward?
No, that's not how. That's not how this works, bro.
Wiz.
That's not how this works.
We are talking about Wiz here.
So you think even Black Bones too, or everybody that spoke?
They will apologize first.
How do you know that that's not true?
Anyway, where I was going is we're talking about a standard of excellence. We're talking about a standard of excellence. I'm glad the band is a great example for me to use in this thing I'm about to say. We're talking about a standard of excellence that comes with being a superstar.
Yeah.
From performances to your riders, the way you carry yourself, the way you do your
social
shows,
media posts, everything,
your song flow, everything. Now I'm honing in specifically on performances.
Yeah.
And man, this is such a great area because
I know what this guy agenda go kill you. I know where he's going to.
His brain is
opening. I know where he's going.
So recently,
Ashake.
Yeah, recently Ashake had a show.
But guys, before you go ahead, that thing that I posted after was kind of very hilarious.
Do you see the hypocrisy? But do you know that when I saw Tonani's tweets, I was like, this is hypocrisy. But it's
how?
It's hypocrisy.
So Ashake had a show in Birmingham. I think it's Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah,
it was Birmingham.
Very late.
Yeah.
People were outside
and
in the cold.
His life.
His time on stage was very small.
Very short. Try and drop your phone.
And people did not enjoy the performance.
Yeah.
But I saw someone said the performance was 8/10. Conduct of the show 0/10.
I saw that one too.
Okay.
Mixed reviews, but most people saying they didn't.
But
someone said he performed for 30 minutes and he started breathing. No, he won't breathe. I'm just like, don't say.
Ashake no be athlete.
Somebody sent it to me that Melody, after he finished performing, after he started breathing, I'm like, shoot, what should she have done?
And then
he was breathing heavily. I'm like, how did he?
Wait, now, and then
okay, talagbara go so be ele.
And then people were tackling him online, right? They were tackling him online heavily.
Was a lot,
and his first response was a picture of himself with $100 bills, and people didn't take. Shout out to UK guys, man. Because Nigerian guys are dick suckers, you know, a lot of them would.
No,
Nigerian, at least a fraction or a stand of a
they would have dragged him.
No, people would have dragged him, but a stand base would come to his defense. Okay. This one, nobody.
I don't think Ashake has that kind of stand base that will come to his defense right now.
They went.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something
on him.
Let me tell you something.
Then I think the funniest one was not that one.
It's the Ebenezer Obey one now.
Guy,
that
they went on him.
No, him doing it.
Guy, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's hypocrisy.
Him doing it. The Ebenezer Obey.
Guy,
I lost
that shit is funny as fuck.
He also showed his age. Shout out to him.
And also how to use social media.
And then he came
to use social media.
He ended it with an apology. Right?
That's nice.
That's how to do it.
And then he ended it.
Oh, so it's not hypocrisy anymore.
No. I'm coming back to you. Your own is hypocrisy.
And then he ended it with an apology, right? So Ashake is more or less. I want to say Ashake is entering superstar level.
How?
But then again, we've seen.
I think it's the fastest.
We've seen how afrobeats stars can be like Indomie.
Somebody said Tolani,
and not last.
when he posted Tolani Excel, when he posted that first one, when he was showing cash, somebody said, "Whatever you do, don't forget Naira Marley."
Nigerians are so rude. So, but Naira had a solid 4-year run.
But that's what they're trying to say. That who would have thought Naira? Do you understand?
Anyway,
but Naira is still not gone. That's the thing.
It's still not gone.
Yeah,
it's still big. So from that, I was like, okay. There's this culture of Nigerian superstars being terrible performers. It is not a culture.
Sorry to interject, Excel. Where I'm going is anybody will collect right now.
No, it is a culture now. How many of our superstars?
Nigerians understand
the quality. Superstars,
only
superstars, and say these superstars. If we start calling superstars one by one, that are great performers.
3/6.
No, how many? Wait, how many each? Excel, give us 3.
Wizkid, not a great performer. No. Davido, not a great performer.
No. But Davido is improving.
He's improving.
Has been improving over the past 1 year.
Burna Boy, a great performer.
Number 1. Tiwa Savage.
Tiwa Savage.
Great.
Yemi Alade.
Great
performer.
Should we continue?
Continue.
Flavor.
No, you are specifically going to the great performers. I see you, but continue. You run out.
Okay, sorry.
Continue. You run out. Continue.
What's the question? It's not great performers.
No, I said the ones. I said
superstars.
Superstars.
Okay, superstars.
But continue. You run out.
Flavor.
Great performer.
Simi.
Good.
Not
good,
great.
Great performer.
No.
She's there now. She's there now.
Adekunle Gold.
Great performer. Fucking hell.
Bez.
Superstar.
Sorry.
Focus now.
This is the problem that Excel pointed out.
Asha.
Superstar.
Asha is not a superstar now.
What do you mean? Asha is not A-list now. What do you mean?
Asha is not A-list.
But she's a superstar.
Huh?
In like phase 1.
They need to delete me from this podcast. Why am I here? I wish I didn't come to
Where were you? Now let's see you want to go perform for this. Melody Asha is not a superstar.
Fireboy.
Move on.
Let me be calling for you.
Not there yet.
Fireboy.
Not quite there yet.
Joe Boy.
Performance.
Joe Boy.
No. Joe Boy, yeah.
Not there yet.
No, not there yet. Not there yet. Not there yet.
Let me see. Benson. Buju.
Not there yet.
Ruga.
Yes, I've seen Ruga perform.
Yeah,
really good. Really good. Rema.
Is on his way. Ruga is on his way as well. Rema is on his way as well.
Rema is really good, Tolani.
Okay, sorry. Rema is a good performer.
Ira Star.
Not there
yet, but she's really good.
You can see improvement.
Yes.
I think she's a showman.
Yes, she is.
So I think that's the thing. Rema is a showman naturally. He has panache. Yeah. Right? But being a performer is only just getting there.
That's like Tubaba.
Thank you.
I was going to ask, what about Tubaba?
Tubaba
panache and personality
on stage. Like,
guys, P-Square.
He's alive on stage.
P-Square. The bunch.
But Melody, what's the ratio now?
What?
Like the new generation compared to the old.
We've already said this now that they are getting there. They're not yet there yet.
Thames.
I've not heard that show.
Oh.
See now. Tolani, you are an idiot. Why do you want me to comment on something I've not experienced?
How fantastic.
I also think that
I think this money that they are charging will force everybody to sit up, Sha.
Right, because you can't be charging this kind of money.
You go collect.
People are angry. People are.
So basically, where I'm going now is when you are a superstar, there's a lot expected.
Yeah, and it entails
especially in music and especially with performances.
Yeah,
especially for a high energy or mid energy genre such as afrobeats. As a matter of fact, the genre.
But what I heard about Ashake before was that Ashake was a great performer.
So I was told. All the OAU guys keep saying
they told me.
But I don't think it's the same now. That was OAU time, and it's not the same.
So I think what happens. See, Melody, that's another thing that happens with artists. The greatest performers put in a lot of work. One, when they are going on tour, Stanley would testify when it comes on this thing. Great performers, they watch what they are eating. They train their voice.
My queen.
They do a lot of cardio, breath control tests on trainings.
I think if you're like
do you understand?
If you're
you have
big
to be
artist,
dedicated to it.
If you're a big artist, right? If you're a big artist and you're also like the kind of genre you do, you're like a vocalist or something, and you watch Beyonce's Homecoming.
No, every performer.
If you watch Beyonce's Homecoming, you suppose go call your teams here.
Every performance. So I think the problem with Nigerian artists is So not even Nigerian artists, like every creative, when you get to the groove of things, like for example, like at the height of like as I started growing through Pulse, right? As my work started getting a lot of things, and I started going back to back, I found out that it took extra effort for me to start learning.
Jesus Christ, today has been a lot.
It took extra effort for me to start learning things. Like I used to read like tons of articles.
You want to do
listen
more,
to 4 episodes of podcasts a day, right before.
Yes.
But then I found myself listening to maybe one. I might not even finish it.
Yeah.
I might read like 3 or 4 articles in a day.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I then realized that look, the higher you go, you have to not dedicate time. So I will make sure that if I wake up, I set my time to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. So between 6 a.m. in the morning and 8, I'm reading and learning. Nothing is disturbing it, or else you are not going to do it.
I promise you. Do you know this thing that Tolani said? I can totally attest to it. I feel like if the time when I start working out, if I don't do that early morning workout, I'm not doing it again.
So yeah,
literally not doing it again. But I also feel like when it comes to this conversation with performances, we don't give emerging artists the grace that they need. Ashake just started.
I did not mention Crayon.
No,
I did not mention Bayani. I did not mention
Excel. I said
Laziella.
You'll be only Laziella.
I did not mention Cold.
You'll be only Cold. No, guys, I'm saying in this Ashake's conversation, he just started.
No, not really. Melody, not
really.
Too much is good.
He just started on a bigger stage.
Yes, that's
Melody,
what I mean.
But he just started.
He just started with all this life performance.
Like for example, I know people that when I saw them 3 years ago, they were actually really good performance. Maybe not really good, but good performance. Kiss Daniel, for example. People are complaining about Kiss Daniel shows. Kiss Daniel was a really good performance in 2019. I don't know what happened.
But you know, most of these guys are learning. Like even them Ira Star, them Ruga, they're all learning.
They just rested on their oars. Like for example,
how when you just started? How are they rest when you just started?
Melody, because at the before
Ashake Blue next in tour.
Melody, because the music is so big.
That's my point. That he just started.
Melody, you should know. See, by the time, if in a proper American setting where people know that a lot of your money will be coming from live performances, they'll start training you.
Yeah.
Like if you have the run for like if label or Discover say you feel be cash cow.
Yeah.
Fam, 3 months, 4 months into your run, they are throwing you to someone to go and train you for like 2 months.
In Nigeria,
can we beat our chests in Nigeria to say that a lot of people put in money, the execs and the record labels? Can we say they put in money into artist development? Can we say they put in money into media training of their artists? Can we say they put in money into teaching them how to perform?
Do the artists
people just blow. Artists just blow and the next thing they're doing. How many people are raising people and teaching them all these things?
The truth is also that a lot of Nigerian artists are also not signed to Nigerian companies anymore.
Yeah.
So they should know better, or they should do better.
And
there's also the responsibility of
parts.
There's also please don't ever take away responsibility from artists though. Because if
label won't do them,
label not do them for you, you're supposed to do them. This is your life. Are you kidding right now? This is like your life. This is your P. Do you understand? Like after now, like you can't. You might not be in this label forever. So because the label don't do it for you, you're not gonna bother and learn. We were here now. Loje told us about going online and taking music courses.
Fam, that's Loje blew up last year.
Do you understand?
Loje was already a really good performer last year.
That's responsibility.
Wait for his show now. We saw
what I was saying here.
That's responsibility. Like, and he has even improved. Like when we saw him, he was good. Now he's better.
Exactly.
Because we saw him in December.
Yeah, December. Shout out to
Stephanie's show.
What's her name again?
I can't live in concert.
Pandora.
Panda live in concert. Pandora. Really. And we saw the improvements, right? Yeah. And when he was here on the pod, he was talking about how we asked our songwriter. He goes on YouTube, he does research. Now work be this.
Dedication. It will benefit from
superstar. Now work.
It's work.
Speaking about superstar,
it's not easy.
Superstar.
Don't get me wrong. It's not easy.
It's not
easy. But
you understand? You go day sick. Your mama go day hospital. Your brother break leg. Go on stage. Because happy or not,
people don't pay money.
Superstar now work. Yes, now
you don't bill us now. Okay, you don't bill.
Now work.
This December, tears are gonna flow.
I think the point with someone like Ashake is he just needs to put his mind to it. It looks like he's a showman.
Yes, yeah. I think he is a showman. Even with
he looks like a showman.
See the music videos now.
Like it looks like a showman.
So much personality. I feel like he has so much.
Ashake's concerts are supposed to be very experiential.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Because of what he has sold with videos, what he has sold with his personality.
Like for example,
it should be very experiential.
Like what I saw at the head.
It's not a boring.
What I saw at the head is like Ashake went off key, like blank off key at the head is.
Where?
No. No, the video is on YouTube.
Ashake went off key at the eddies, and I hear that was a fixture of his shows in the earlier days. Like when it started on his American tour, that's what I heard. You have to fix that, bro. That can't happen.
Do rehearsals, bro.
Oh, that's it. I didn't even see the video.
But again, what they say is sometimes like the sound, there's no.
You can't hear. Yeah, it's too fast or too slow or something.
Anyway, at this moment, I would like to call up an OG. We have an OG in the house.
Stanley is a Nigerian by ad hoc Nigerian.
Is a Nigerian by love. And a Cameroonian, OG Cameroonian. His name is Stanley Enow, and he's in the building. Stanley Enow, come up. Come join the guys. Come join the guys.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, bro.
Alpha, brother.
Sharp mouth.
So he even knows Tolani. His sharp mouth.
So I met Stanley last week.
Yeah.
Oh, you just met him?
Yeah, I met him last week at a friend's house. Another Cameroonian. Shout out to Sandra.
Yeah, what's up, Sandra? How are you?
And Sandra cooked us this amazing Cameroonian style fish.
What don't you eat?
As in,
Hold up, my nigga. Hold up.
What can you not eat?
I'm broke women.
I don't know your name. Is this simply Dark or simply Dio? Delete me from this video when you watch it. I don't know how I'm here today. You're just yanning bullshit. People are the ones saying the actual nonsense.
I met him in Sandra's house. Big shout out to Sandra. And we had an amazing time. Drank some really good whiskey.
What's the name of the whiskey? Don't mention it on it.
Drank some good whiskey, and we ate this Cameroonian style grilled
Sandra.
fish.
If I see you in this Lagos, don't greet me.
I'll introduce you to Sandra.
Bring
She's an amazing person. With the sauce, I don't know what they used to make that sauce.
Was it nice?
It was brilliant.
You know
that I'm not a big fan of fish. You guys know I'm not a big fan.
What kind of fish did she use? Is it like croaker fish? Or is it like a Cameroonian type of fish?
I think it's called, it's going to be mackerel.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant. And even the chef too was Cameroonian, and the whole thing was brilliant.
Oh, these guys are very close to they're very close to Nigeria, actually.
We're actually very close, to be honest, because, I mean, me coming
They
from
can't
the
hear
English...
Tolani, help him lift up his microphone.
No, bro. We don't do that.
God.
Oh my God.
Cameroon and Nigeria were pretty much very close. If you pass through Calabar, Calabar, Ekok, you could easily enter Manfei. That's where I'm from. Manfei, that's my village. So basically, I think one of the reasons that it's just because of this. I think it's because of the oil crisis that
Yeah.
The Anglophone.
Addis Ababa. What's the name of that place?
No, Bakassi. So basically, the Anglophones from Cameroon.
Ethiopia, bro. bro.
So I was saying that yes.
Yeah.
So basically, the Anglophones, especially those from the southwest.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, we're pretty much very close to Nigeria, Calabar, Ekok. So we're pretty much one people.
I really like your hairstyle.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Bro, you used to come to Nigeria a lot, like 2016, 17, 18.
Yes.
So what happened? Why did you stop coming?
Oh, no, I just think that it was time for me to just go back and weed grass in my farm. So I think the work was not complete by then.
Yeah.
Being super blessed as one of the he called me an OG from the generation that I'm from in Cameroon.
Yeah.
When I started having a lot of traction across Africa, it was I had this tendency of going to other countries
and
to push,
staying.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But like when you just started, but you have a big break, but you still have like some watering
to do.
Yeah, to do. So at some point I felt like, hey man, it seems like you've not really completed that status. But right now, I think everything is complete. It's like it's really complete in a way that you've already like broken the ceiling. And when you break the ceiling, you can only be in the open, in the sky.
Yeah.
And either the sun burns you or you use a parachute to go further and go to another place. So I think now is when the right time for me to move from place to place.
Because you've done the homework.
Yeah. Like even
did this epiphany come before or after the collaborations? Because you collaborated with Davido, you collaborated with AKA.
Yeah,
I remember these two specifically.
Yeah,
because there was a time Nigerian media was even writing and covering.
Last 16, covering
17. a lot of your
songs.
Yeah. So
where you signed to at the time before you come to?
Oh no. We were just signed
indie.
To very indie. We've never really been signed
to
anybody, even up to now. We consider that, partnering with bigger firms, because I've never been in a situation where I've had like a whole big machine. We've always been the machine ourselves. So at some point, we just feel like it's great to share the weight with someone else. So I think as you asked the question, talking about when did I realize, I mean, because we have a pretty beautiful country, and it's a blessing, but sometimes it's a curse too. Being the person that is like the door or the gate opener.
Yep.
Foreigners always suffer.
So I really like counting my words when I
but why
talk
though?
about no, because I don't want it to sound
Misconstrued.
like I'm bragging.
Easily
But because that's not the vibe
Intention.
I am on right now. The intention is to do more and to keep learning. Because what I've also understood is that as an artist, if you want to rely on OGness, you die.
1,000.
That's some epiphany.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you want to. For me, I just consider myself as a new artist.
Every time.
Who wants to learn and just keep pushing. And we're doing that the best we can. So I think we had a lot of watering to do. And sometimes too, there is it's like somebody just wakes up from one song and does a song with Beyonce. It's beautiful, but it's like you didn't really
go through the process.
We're not ready for the start.
We spoke about it on our podcast a couple of weeks ago. I think it was 50 Cent that said the worst thing that can happen to you as an artist is to blow off your first hit song or something.
But it's okay, because we don't have to always go through the same path, but with some certain environments,
it's necessary.
People have to be able to make a link, because at the end of the day, you can only be as great as the environment that
you're in.
So I think I was very, very ahead of my time. Like my vision was too probably I was either too Americanized for a French kind of environment. So but I mean, I found out that we noticed
quickly.
It wasn't really our fault, but it's just that the environment, because people keep on telling me, Stanley Enow, you're too far for our environment. I don't know what that means.
Like you're ahead of your time.
Yeah, maybe they know better, but like I said, my aim is not really to bring controversy or I don't really. That's not what I'm selling. But I think that we had to just adapt and dance to the tune at some point. And it has gotten to the point where I know that even if it's how, like, there is no success of, there's no way you can talk about Cameroon music being on top without, honestly, in a big way. In a big way.
Talk your shit, my nigga.
Meanwhile,
talk your shit.
Speaking of controversy, around the time that there was that issue last year, a lot of Nigerians were mad at you.
Around the time.
So around the issue.
Tell us the controversy.
Normally performance in Cameroon, when that guy, I can't remember his name now, that was coming against Nigerians and saying that Nigerian music should be something.
Nigerian music should be what?
Was it a promoter?
The one actor. What's that guy's name again? Something.
Oh no, I can even tell you the story. Like when people come to our country and don't feel at home, because I feel at home in Lagos, right? This is my place. And I think he got arrested because
who got arrested?
Naira Marley.
Sorry for context, so people understand the story. For people who don't know the story, so
so he got arrested when he came to perform in the city in Boya.
Yeah.
And that's the Anglophone speaking part of Cameroon, because mind you, Cameroon has 10 regions.
Yeah.
And 8 are Francophone, and 2 of them are English speaking. And you know the way people in the Anglophone areas in general are brought up is in a very Christian way.
Oh.
In a very so so there was like a lot of stories saying that the content that he authors is not in conformation with
the morale
that the
like
dignitaries
the
of that like the morals that they do promote. And so that's not the city in which I live in.
Okay.
It's like I live in Lagos, and then that thing is happening, let's say in Oyo or something.
Okay.
So so for some reason having the show band is never cool.
Yeah.
But I know that it also came when there was a conversation of the dominance of foreign music in general
in Cameroon.
Not only Nigeria, because you know, when you talk about Cameroon, there's also France, there's also different songs, Jerusalem, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know the conversation, like I said, has never been, we don't want other people to exist or excel in our land. It's just to make sure that in as much as you are pushing foreign content, you want to prioritize a local content.
Yeah.
That is, I know there is no way, I know in this very, very Nigeria that I know, there is no way, even if Beyonce comes here, there's still a way that you have to make her understand that she's in Peace Quest land.
Yeah.
That's the mentality that guy is trying to say, that we should also adopt. So it's never a conversation that it goes and like, yo, I don't need Excel to be, you know,
in my country.
Yeah, no. Because I think the most important thing, we have to intermarry.
Yeah, and collaborate.
We have to intermarry. That is, let's say, for example, I have a kid with this beautiful sister right here.
Yeah.
Man, I'm on diplomatic duties. You know what I mean? Like, we have to, you know, we have to make it work. You know what I mean? So
new Lamba.
Email speak.
I love it. Diplomatic duties.
So Tolani, to be honest, I think what is the conversation out of the day is that we are all one.
Yeah.
And we just gotta keep moving.
While we're having all this interesting conversation around music, let's not forget that it is still political season, and it is very, very important for you to vote. Do not sit on the side. Do not get your voters card and just sit at home with it. Do not rant on social media and refuse to go out to cast your vote. Please vote, and do not sell your votes. All this 500 naira, 1,000 naira they're selling votes. Please don't do that. Vote for your conscience. Vote for the person that you know that is right. You cannot continue like this. So better vote. So Excel literally just walked out now because he said his friend is getting married and he has to be the hype man.
Doesn't respect you guys.
Oh, I like the fact that you said that, because if it were me, you say the same thing, so it's good. I love the agenda. So back to the conversation we're having. There is this conversation in Nigeria when it comes to our music and how African countries perceive or receive the music. There's a perception that there's some unspoken rivalry, especially when we have Nigerian artists go to other countries to perform, or how they receive their music. It's either we're getting arrested here, or somebody is saying this, or they say Nigerians are dominating, and blah, 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 blah. And where one is, sometimes it feels like sometimes it's just said, but that's not the experiences in other African countries. And we know that when foreigners are in Nigeria, oh my God, we do the most. Like, I don't think over here we're always bothered about whose song is blowing up or whose song is not blowing up or who's in our country. There's a receiving nature. I don't think any foreigner can say, maybe in recent times, I'm not aware of, that they got arrested from performing in Nigeria, or their show was banned because they came to Nigeria. But when Nigerians go to other African countries, sometimes we see that happen. So is this we are one? Is this really a thing, or is just more said?
Oh no, I think it's, whether you like it or not, when you are like, you know, huge in number, you're always a threat to people. So it depends now how you come in that number. Let's say if, you know, I come with a group of friends, you guys are just 2, then we 10. If in the 10 and I'm acting kind of like we are big in number. And you know how people are when they are with people. It's kind of crazy, but I think We Are One is definitely a real conversation to have.
Yeah.
And like it or not, this country, this city, this land is holding the game in a very big way. You know what I mean? And
musically.
Yeah. So like it or not, there is a lot of learning to do.
Yeah.
And coming to Lagos has always been cool. Like the energy, people are very, very receptive. People are very nice and kind. And we know it's not easy for someone from outside as well to just have like an easy shine like that in this part of the world. It's really hard. I'm really impressed when I see when I hear
Jerusalem and the rest of them.
Or somebody like Black Sheriff.
Yeah.
Like just for the few times I've been here, like he's being played as a kid from here.
Yeah.
So you could tell that there is it happens. It happens, but it's not very often.
No, not very.
So it's an energy I love to tap into, by the way.
I will continue.
And I just think that we just have to keep the conversation open.
Going. Okay.
And we just have to also acknowledge that this is where it's happening. And it starts with acknowledgement. Even spiritually, if you acknowledge someone, I guess he can easily show you the way and lead you. So
follow no road,
clean and clear. So yeah, and Wuno Road should also be very, very open to because this thing called Africa is our land. It's for all of us, right? So I grew up with Igbo people, so I don't have a.
You look like an Emeka.
Oh man, that's crazy. So I just believe that the arrestation and that should stop.
Yeah.
But there's also a job that Nigerians cannot do, is to go and fix people's homes. It's not possible.
Yes.
So I think there should be like, cultural policy in every country where there should be a fair collaboration, because I see young people making it here just by living here. They don't even travel. Like, I think I don't want to do a lot of name dropping. But there's just some young artists that when you see on a normal, the way you see them blowing, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
This is actually
ridiculous.
Amazing to be in such a space. And I think that is the energy I take with me to also be able to collect and share with my own people. Yeah.
Cameroon is Central Africa now, right?
Yes.
Why did I think Cameroon was West Africa for the longest?
Oh no, that's Central.
A lot of people actually think that.
I think so. Anyway, I'm a juror. I'm the juror for West Africa at Afrima, right?
Oh, no.
And anytime like I have to listen to as much music as possible, and the music that's emanating from Francophone Africa right now is ridiculous. When I say Francophone, I know you are not Francophone, but when I say Francophone, I mean like that
generally,
region, right? It's ridiculous.
Ridiculously good.
Good.
Okay.
Ridiculously good,
yeah.
Bro. It's ridiculous. But what I see from a lot of them is they also dream of France a lot, right? I see a lot of. I was speaking with someone recently who had a problem with it. I don't. What do you think about that?
I think it's also that's a very good question. Talani, to be honest. What's your name, Mama?
Melody.
You're very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. So. So yeah, Melody.
Talani, stop hating, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So Talani, that's a great one, to be honest. I was having a conversation with this very amazing music exec, was a brother of mine, Abuchi of Chuck City.
Oh, shout out to
Abuchi.
And he was like, he feels that he's closer to London than Cameroon.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He says that's a problem.
Yeah.
How can him and Nigerian be closer to the UK than to Cameroon?
UK actually feels like Lagos.
Yeah, right now.
It means that there is
a disconnect.
There is a disconnect. So, and that conversation has to be had, and it has to be musical.
Yeah.
Because where politics fails, culture can always step in.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Where politics fail.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. And I promise you are saying what you just said now. You're saying it in the perfect country because politics has failed us. She's in Nigeria. Sorry to pour our problems on you. We're suffering politically. Our politicians are killing us. And the reason that is helping us now is music. So you're very, very on point.
Yeah. I mean,
you're on point, my brother.
Even the politics in the music space.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm just speaking politically. Like, bro, we're suffering.
Political ideal in the music. Like, you want to pander to what is obtaining here, what is obtaining here. Yeah. If everybody was tapping into what was obtaining here, everybody can always try.
The sword, so just sword.
Yeah, but to also land on what you were talking about, countries like, let's say, a country like Cote d'Ivoire, a country like Burkina Faso, they can only look up to France because of the way it's been structured, because of colonization and the access. Whole story. But I know with Cameroon that I know a little bit of the story, like a little more as compared to other francophone countries. Cameroon was both colonized or had a rush from the Germans, from the French people, from the British people. So some of us are Anglophone speaking Cameroonians.
Yeah, I know.
So those that grew up, for example, in Boya and in Bamenda are very much glued to, to English culture, to Anglophone culture, to Nigerian movies, to da-da-da-da. So there are some that grew up in Boya that are Big Brother fans that have DSTV. Meanwhile, when you cross and go to Douala, they have they have a different bouquet, either Canal Sat, which very, very, very French. So some watch football on Super Sports, and the other one
Canal Plus,
right? So some people are very proud of the culture that they have. So me, I have the blessing of I grew up in both. I grew up in I was born in Bamenda, and I grew up in Bafoussam, which is the French part of Cameroon. And when I am in Cameroon, I live in Douala. So, but I have that mixture in me that, personally, I relate more to the US than France. So if you ask me where would I love to perform, I would say, of course, in France, because the music we're doing right now has to speak to many people. But where is my end country? I'll tell you that, okay, that's the UK or the US where I live now. Yeah. So it all depends. I know with a bunch of Cameroonians, they'll tell you the US for a fact. But the bad thing that I know that is with francophone countries musically is that I know a lot of kids that were born in France bite the francophone sound, the African francophone sound, but since there's no cultural policy, or the structure is kind of like not as cool as the English one. For example, I'll give you an example. The coolest kid in Abidjan might find it very hard to collaborate with the coolest kid in France. Meanwhile, the coolest kid in Lagos would easily collaborate with the coolest kid in South Africa, in South Africa or the UK, who might even be Nigerian. You know what I mean? So you understand. So even when Wiz was not Wiz, but he could relate with Skepta.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But the Wiz from Cote d'Ivoire might be downlooked by the Skepta of France.
Why do you think so, though?
I think it's that those kids don't know where they're from, number one. And they don't have proper education, and it's just the French mentality, which is
separatist.
That yes, that integration is not. It's not there.
It's not there.
Like a lot of artists that are born African. I mean, are born from African parents, but they were born in France. They're French. I won't call the names because there's some very tangible examples where they will be listening to a Cameroonian artist or an Ivorian artist or a Burkina Faso artist who does not have the relationships with Spotify, France like they do have, bite the sound, maybe use a better engineer, do it better.
Yeah. And call it your own.
And call it their own. And then be like, oh yeah, we're from Africa because it's cool.
Yeah.
But when they come back home for concerts, depending on who the artist is, but they will not really relate
with the artist or even acknowledge.
Like that. That's one thing I really like with Lagos, because Lagos, nobody sends you like that. That is, even if you're from the Pope's.
It's even the fans that would drag your social media and say you took from this person. So.
Yeah, so that's the difference between living in an Anglophone area and a Francophone area. Unfortunately, that's why I really want to give you guys the praise, because you guys don't like nonsense. And it also comes into it also boils down to those that are the gatekeepers of the culture.
Yeah.
Right? Like every artist that is coming, even I'm very sure that any artist that has to come to Lagos, I mean, you fix your shirt as you're entering, because
now though
you know that
it wasn't always like that.
But we're talking about now.
So when you're talking about fix your shirts, what do you mean?
No, like, I mean, like, I'm going to David's country, so
yeah, actually,
so
there's a mindset,
and it's not just David who's telling you coming to my country.
You are just aware on your own. You're aware on your own.
You just know. So
package yourself.
Yeah. So right. if I think with that's why you see a lot of these artists are looking up to France. So but it's not a bad thing to dream. It's not. But what I think is that that's where the conversation is. It's just that French people in general, I think that culture of integration,
lack of unity,
is not really there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
But do you also think that that's affecting the advancement of the music?
Of course. What you're talking about?
Because if the home front is not.
Of course, what you're talking about, like when you see Wizkid selling the show in London, you could see Anthony Joshua coming to the backstage happily.
Yes.
Like happily.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that another Cameroonian-born French boxer wouldn't come to the average Cameroonian home-based artist show in France like that. Maybe you have to overchase them and shit. You know what I mean? So, so there is. They're looking down on their own. No, I think I
don't see it like that. That's what he's saying.
They don't see it like that.
Wait, isn't that a complex on their part?
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's on you. That's your complex. You don't even see yourself as.
Yeah.
But the ones that are born in France though tend to, like, let's say, like the ones that have like African parents.
Yeah.
Born in France, but they maybe grew up in like Cameroon or Ivory Coast. They tend to have it easier.
Wait. The ones that are
children of immigrants.
Yes.
That have access and links to their home country, they tend to have it a little easier. Maybe
no, but
like
born where?
Someone like Tyke, for example.
Oh man, I don't want.
You don't want to mention names.
No, I don't want.
So he said no names.
Like some like I know people that like that. They tend to have the success.
Yeah.
No, do you think that is about being? What are you?
No, what I know is clear. Like it's clear.
Fair enough.
With francophones in general, that was even. I think they invited me on one of these panels to
speak on.
Well, I didn't really have time. You know, LA time. Sometimes you have to wake up too early to come and catch up on a subject that you don't have the power to change. What I know,
shade.
What I know is that there is every Cameroonian that I know living in English-speaking areas, not in English-speaking countries, not only Nigeria, that are hardworking, are doing very well.
Yep,
fair enough.
And like very, very well. And there is easy integration. And unfortunately, you can be very, very great in a foreign country. That is still very fine, because even in the Bible, they say you mustn't be king only in your land.
Yeah.
Right? So, but there is that aspect of you also wanting to build your home.
Yes.
Right?
Your home front.
That's why some people go out and learn. But I thought it would have been a little bit easier if it was part of a francophone culture. I'm not speaking Cameroon.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah.
Culture to
the wider culture.
To just integrate and feel like, okay, yo, I'm Aya Nakamura, for example.
Yeah.
But Daphne in Cameroon, she's holding it down. I just believe that as African sisters, let's work on something.
Yeah.
And let me up her numbers because I know that she's in a space where her numbers cannot be up just because of that environment. You understand? Because imagine there is no francophone country that has an Apple Music charts, for example, right? I know SA has,
Nigeria has,
so
Ghana has.
So you can tell that even because of the structure, which is not the artist's fault,
yes,
there might be some limitations, right?
Yeah.
But what can be a possibility is just to collaborate, because I'm already very big, and I'm sure that also sharing with this person will not take anything away from me, because myself, at the end of the day, when you're working with someone, it's value
for value,
depending on if you like the person
or not.
Or not.
So I think that is something that I have seen not once, not twice.
I know Jay, so I believe you.
Anglophone, the Anglophone culture, that is very, very easy. You see, for example, Anthony Joshua stepping in to play and playing the Joel Bar easily.
Yes, and using that as a soundtrack.
Some of my people that are very, very great in that same field that will not use not even my song, but another person from Cameroon's song easily as when they're going to fight, because those little things too also contribute.
They matter.
Cultural
impact. That's influencing.
In making,
that's influencing.
Like, even like working out, I know a lot of my NBA guys that are from Cameroon.
I know a lot of them as well.
I'm trying to verify this.
I know a lot of them as well.
Sorry, I'm trying to verify this thing that he said about Apple Music and the francophone countries.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like one of the biggest players of the NBA is from Cameroon.
Two of them.
Right. So, but I don't really sure. I'm not
sure. One of them doesn't even want to play for Cameroon, even though they grew up in Cameroon.
Yeah, so you could tell that they have their reasons, but those reasons too can also be a problem in the growth of the culture.
Definitely.
Yeah, because if you have a problem with the government, you don't have a problem with musicians, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we also watch their stories, but they don't play our songs. Meanwhile, it's you hear Meek Mill song on their thing, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day too. By the end of the day,
this
Tolani,
is actually a problem.
But Tolani, we also have
never thought about it like that.
Me too. Never did.
We also have to also keep this mentality of nobody owes you
anything. I was about to say that. So don't say entitlement.
Yes.
Why do we have to play your song?
So
sorry to cut you short here, but the Nigeria and the Lagos that everyone talks about now, when it comes to music, when it comes to Nigerians can disagree on a lot of things, but when you see the music, we all align.
For the most part.
For the most part of it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And we can't even lie that all of these influences, all of this, building here and there has contributed to the growth of the music. A typical Nigerian who is a big fan of our music or whatever will just say, oh, it's because our music is better. Well, not necessarily, or not necessarily not, but let's not, the importance of the structure, the importance of the system, the importance of the outsiders contributing to the growth of the culture cannot be overemphasized. Like you mentioned now, Anthony Joshua is going into a match, he's playing Nigerian music. What's the other one? Isaiah.
3 of them.
Israel. He's going in and he's playing a Burna Boy song. That's what I'm trying to remember. He's playing a Burna Boy song. And I feel like it's a personal problem. If you as a person, I'm a Nigerian, but I do not want to align or position myself as a Nigerian.
Yeah, and I even did something because
it's low self-esteem, or
I'm sure, but
it's low self-esteem because you don't see your own color as acceptable, your own nationality as acceptable.
I think there's a little bit of elitism there, but please continue.
Yeah, I'm a person. I believe in value for value.
Yes,
I believe in if melody is dope, and she can do something for me. I also first thinking about what can I do for her before I get to what she can do for me. So I'm like, okay. I remember my team and we worked
on shoes, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have been staring
thank you.
at the shoes. Like, they are ridiculous.
Thank you. Those are our mains.
I know,
very, very beautiful.
Ridiculous.
Thank you so much.
Like, ridiculous shit.
Thank you so much. So, so we even went, to a point where, we're like, okay, what can we do with this? Our NBA brother. We're like, okay, let's definitely, because I love this song Forever by Lil Wayne, Drake, and Eminem.
Yeah, and Eminem.
So I was like, we wrote a song and we're like, okay, it's gonna be a good way to showcase some of our brothers that are like top NBA players.
Yeah.
And get them on the video, and we're even ready to pay. It's not like
for them
we're
to
ready
fly them, to fly them down,
or not to fly them where they are, because you cannot fly them down like that. So the responses are slow, very slow. You're like, and so at some point I think it's just a matter of perception. So we just understood that maybe that's not the way they see. I'm
sorry, Stanley. Sorry to cut you short there.
It's ridiculous.
I'm so sorry to cut you short, but here's what I think about culture. Culture is very violent.
Yeah.
But the problem is culture can also be very forgiving. It wasn't always like this for Nigerian music either. But here's what I also want to remind people of. I like to describe contemporary African music from like the late 90s till now.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation of crossing over in terms of successful crossover of African pop music to the rest of the world the door was first cracked open, again, contemporary times, which is late 90s till now. The songs that broke through initially were Francophone records that crossed over. The people that were able to perform in the major circuits were from Francophone parts of the continent. Now, I'm just delivering word to these people because it's going to come back. Do you understand?
Definitely.
It's going to be the Francophone time again.
It's a cycle.
Oh, it's a cycle. It's going to come back. And these same people that are not jumping on it now,
that are not aligning now,
will now want to say, oh, I'm from this.
Why won't you want to align with
I'm just delivering what to them now before it gets too late, so people don't call you out, because when people call them out, they're going to be offended.
Even aside from the call out, don't you want to participate in something that will get bigger? Don't you want to?
No, right now it's not cool. Let me tell you something. Nigeria right now
it's just cool. I agree.
Cool. But the real people that, for example, the reason why people are going to respect someone like Skepta forever is
it's
because
been at the forefront at the beginning.
It wasn't cool.
Yes, he was there. He was there.
So it's very important. That's why a lot of people are going to see Skepta, even though he's an OG of grime. People are going to say it's.
And we saw how he was always proud to say Nigeria before he became popular.
And even Skepta didn't grow up in Nigeria.
Yes, he didn't have to.
Some of these people grew up in. I'm just delivering word to you people. Before it's
better stand up and sit up now.
Please continue, Stanley.
Yeah, so but I think maybe being in the States for a while now, I mean, like staying there, living there, we just owe it to ourselves to be like, brother, nobody owes you anything.
Or you owe the culture something,
and
or you all can just work together
and just keep pushing and
when the time is right,
integrate, learn as much as possible. So myself personally, right now, I have a bunch of beautiful producers from different countries, from Nigeria.
Okay.
A bunch of writers that we work with right now. To make sure that we tap into the blessing, You know what I mean? And definitely push and spread the culture the best we can, because it's Africa that wins now. The conversation too is Pan-African.
Yeah.
So if Melody cannot understand, then I'll go with somebody that understands.
Yeah. Simple.
I definitely get to where
I have to get to. I won't stop.
In all humility.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. That's life.
That's life.
It's not about humility. That's life.
Yeah.
Your last album, Stanley Enow. I think that was the last one. 2019?
Yes. Before
2019.
Before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. 2020.
Are you working on another?
Yes. Oh. What you talking about, mama? Like, damn. We're working on some major fire right now. There's been a lot of transformation.
What's the style like?
Oh, man, yo. It's just Afro vibes, boy. Like,
what is Afro vibes?
Like, it's like it's Afro fusion, like, because we should not be hiding all behind Afrobeats. That's an umbrella term at the end of the day.
It is an umbrella term. We all don't do Afrobeats.
So it's just African pop music.
Yep.
You know,
Simple.
so to be able to connect, because I don't want to enter in your Nigerian conversations regarding hip hop right now. That's not.
No, please.
That's not what brought me here.
Please, no. I'm not asking you about it.
Yeah,
we're not asking.
So, but I was
You've
just
spoken
saying
about it already.
I was just saying as well. At the end of the day, we just believe that as Africans, it's also great to, especially if you have international aspirations. It's great to come in with something that people
already know.
People maybe don't know instead, because
people don't know instead.
No. What I'm trying to mean is that
the uniqueness of it. That's
our uniqueness, because the average young American or French grew up with hip hop and basketball. So it's just like a thing for them. Like if you're not rapping as a young American who's not going to school or who's even going to school, they have just rap in their blood and basketball, like everywhere you go. So everybody wants to be the next Steph Curry, like so
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. So what do you bring to them that they don't know as an African? So it's your uniqueness, and no matter your genre, there should be this level of uniqueness to make sure that when you're in that room, no matter how you act, no matter how you change your accent, those guys can't tell when you're not from there.
Yep.
So you the only thing that can make you stand out is to sell what you have.
I agree.
In a cool way.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's just being a cool African gentleman.
I think that what you just said now is super important, because I was confused of where you were going, but I think it's super important for us to remind ourselves as Africans, or artists doing music as Africans, that you cannot be more Western than the people you're going to go and sell to.
No, it's not
so
possible.
How do you want to go there and do their music more than they do the music? Can you hip hop more than the hip hoppers? Let's not go there. Like you said, you didn't want to go there before. But
yeah, it's that's a deep conversation. But the good thing is that hip hop in general is just a culture and it will never die.
Yes.
And but I think, like it or not, the main exports from Africa is a kind of sound out that they can't easily replicate, or they're trying to replicate or trying to understand, because it's very, very beautiful. And that's how Africa is very great, because to be greater, we decided to go and work with people that understand pop better. They were born with pop, and we have our Afro vibes, and we come and so it's very beautiful. I think it's high time for me personally and a bunch of francophone speaking African artists to deliberately try as much as possible to join the wave on it from a creative standpoint.
Yeah.
Which producers are you working with right now?
Oh man, I have this guy.
Give us some names.
Oh man, Kayode Ko. Okay. Very dope guy. He went to Berkeley College. That guy sabi, like, what you talking about, man? Like, we have this song called Takeover. We're dropping, I guess, this year. Yeah, I mean January.
Okay. Oh, that's next year.
Yeah, so bro, it's crazy. And we're working not only, like when you're working on the body of work that has a same spirit and a same frequency.
Topically?
Like, topically, sonically, and not also being shy to infuse what inspires you as of now.
Yeah.
Like, I really love that, and I can't wait for the world to appreciate, what we're coming in with. And yeah, man, like
any Nigerian artist on it?
I think we're gonna have like a bunch of them. I've done a lot of collaborations with Nigerian artists, so I think I wouldn't stop today. I'll keep going. And
media training.
Tolani is your media training agenda.
He's saying a lot without saying much.
No, is that Tolani?
He's not mentioning any names, but he's answering your question.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, there's just a lot to learn, and definitely
experience.
So he was supposed to be on our podcast earlier, like literally start the podcast.
But shout out to you, Stanley. Still,
thank you so much, man.
That you pulled up. I don't.
We literally thought he wasn't going to make it anymore. He's showed up with here, and we had to give him some minutes. We should have this conversation again because we're literally out of time.
Are you going to go to a radio station?
I'm pretty much very open. Like, melody is definitely a melody too.
And you need to come back to Pulse.
Yeah.
For a one-on-one interview.
That would be so lovely, man. Can't wait to do this.
How long are you in Nigeria?
Oh man, I think my Nigerian trip starts today. So,
we can arrange.
So you jackpa. You know what I mean of jackpa?
He doesn't know Tolani.
Yeah, you jackpa. You left the country. You moved.
Yeah.
When?
A couple of months ago.
So where are you now?
I live in California.
Martin. So we're not Nigerians are not the only ones relocating. It's everywhere.
Yeah. So it's just back and forth. And just because I record better when I have a cool head.
Bro, who would do?
Who would do?
Who would know?
Pim and all that noise. But it's so good to have you. We should have this conversation again, Stanley. Probably maybe stop by before the album or after the album, because it's been a very long.
You owe us like a 2-hour conversation.
Yes, you do.
I'll be more than happy to
do it again.
Like a 2-hour
30 minutes conversation.
Yeah, but not a problem conversation.
We'll try not to make it problematic.
We're going to talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, we'll try to make it.
Yeah, so
it's okay, Tolani. Thank you so much, Stanley, for coming through. Thank you.
Melody.
We're done. Terms and Conditions podcast. We out. While we're having all this interesting conversation around music, let's not forget that it is still political season, and it is very, very important for you to vote. Do not sit on the side. Do not get your voters card and just sit at home with it. Do not rant on social media and refuse to go out to cast your vote. Please vote, and do not sell your vote. All these 500 naira, 1,000 naira they're selling votes. Please don't do that. Vote for your conscience. Vote for the person that you know that is right. You cannot continue like this. So better vote.